over here, man. You're gonna have these cameras. And mics wasn't hot on. It's
All right,
hot in
wait.
here,
Let me
Miss
make sure I
Bonte.
turn mine on.
Miss Bonte,
Yes.
you gotta set this thing up right now. I got my right hand man, DJ271, the camera falling. DJ271, did you hit something before you got here?
I think that conversation, that pregame
Yeah, let's
conversation
go.
might have touched him.
Because I know what our followers are saying. Why are they leaning to the side like that?
They still celebrate.
I see. I'm gonna say that right now. I love all
What's
things
wrong with
Georgia.
Tech? I'm just asking.
What do you mean?
We've never had
As
that
an
conversation.
Alabama fan, what's wrong with Auburn?
I mean, again, we've never had that
Yeah, well, we had
conversation.
that conversation. I don't want to
Because
ruin
the
the
look
moment
he
right
just gave
now.
me,
Yeah, we
why?
don't mess with Tech.
My
If you're a
bad.
Tech fan out there, way back up. There we go. Yeah,
I like that,
love
Walt.
that. Oh, yeah, that introduction hard,
I
bro.
like that, man.
271 ain't no joke, man. One thing about it. Got a new truck and everything. Mm-hmm. Oh, they got shit. I like that.
That's us. They got me in my.
I like that.
Hey. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Walk on Walk podcast. I'm going to let Walk jump back in and take back over this situation tonight. But I wanted to be the one to say, because I know this probably going to be the last thing I say on the show. I'm clowning him. I need you to understand that dynamic, too.
I watch y'all.
Uh-huh.
I'm a fan.
But we have Mr. Shannon Williams, known to some as the Renaissance Man here. He is a man of many talents. And I'm going to let Walt take over from here.
I want to, look at that. This kind of stuff my students be sending me at the bottom down there.
See, you got to do the intro. You
yeah. Oh, we live. We back.
Yeah, we back. They can see us.
This kind of stuff that goes on all day. So when they start talking about what we do out here in the trenches, ladies and gentlemen, now we're back live, man. Y'all see them rocking this red and blue.
Yes, sir.
All day, every day.
How about them Braves?
Go Braves! Y'all home, baby. We're talking about all the way from Fulton County Stadium. We're going across the street to Turner Field, and now I hate to say this right here now.
The battery.
The battery, yeah. Hey, we trying to get used to that.
I've been to both games, so I mean it's
nice. I've been to
it ain't the same.
It ain't the same.
It's not the same.
I just miss walking down George Avenue, have a few homeless people down there. You got to break off a little something.
You got some homeless people up there.
I don't see them like
that. Oh no! When they migrated, when they moved the Braves,
they moved up there.
The homeless people moved.
But
when
I say that, I mean that in the most serious way because that's a part of our culture. When you remember the old Fulton County Stadium, you remember the old Turner Field or whatnot. Those are our people. So now it almost kind of look like this exclusive brand where when you come to the stadium, everything is just pristine and we don't have any issues in the city of Atlanta. And then the man on Instagram, you see the man who said he about to go down to Turner Field to the Braves game.
Yes, he jumped in that truck. Oh my God. Dude jumped in the truck thinking he finna run downtown.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he said, man, going to Turner Field. The man said, bro, Braves don't play at Turner Field no more.
He was like, for real? What they play at? When that man said Cobb County.
Yes, sir. He said, no,
I'm done.
No Cobb County. No,
I'm done.
So y'all, hey, it ain't about the Braves all the way today. We're gonna talk about the Braves off and on, but I want to jump right in, man. For those who know, you know. For those who don't know, let me introduce the song, man, and then I'll just reintroduce the others. I have my right hand man, one of the dopest educators I know, y'all. I'm not saying this because the brother is sitting in here on the hot seat. I'm saying this because there are not too many people who come in a supervisory position that walks into my classroom, man, that makes me feel anywhere nervous. This brother right here didn't make me feel nervous from.
I gotta hear that one.
From a perspective of what do we call it when somebody comes in? They always say we're not coming in when you guys are observing. They always what's the word they use when it's not like
just kind of evaluating for support.
Yeah. So he but that's a word when they punish you, like when folks are checking up. And I just had a brain freeze, y'all, right here on my own show, man.
That never happened.
I know. But anyway, man, that word come back to me that little. But when he comes in, man, this brother right here is so invested in not only us as educators, but our students. So what I was about to tell you was, when he walks in the room, y'all, and then we're going to jump right into our show. But when Shannon Williams, Dr. Shannon Williams walked into our show, and what I was saying for those who might not have heard me earlier, we have this thing in our community, y'all, where we refer to brothers who have earned the right. We refer to them as Baba, and we refer to them as Doctor. So I'm going to refer to him as Dr. Shannon Williams. I don't need anybody coming in the comment box tonight saying, I didn't know he was Dr. Bill, but on this show, he's Dr. Shannon Williams.
He's Dr. tonight.
That's just what it's going to be on this show
and leave
right
it at that.
We're going to leave it at that. So, bro, I want to say, man, thank you because what I was saying he would do when you come into the room, man, and let
you got to watch the stride, though. I paid attention to the walk.
The walk.
That walk commands attention when he comes into the room.
Hey, that's all my daddy right there, man. West Indian. That's all my dad.
No, well, see, there you have it.
See what I'm saying? West Indian Archie.
West Indian Archie.
West Indian Archie.
See?
Y'all see? I knew what was about Shannon Williams right there. And you said, see what I mean when I said you're going to throw the alley? See, you good at throwing the alley. And I just go up and get that thing.
Yep.
And bring it down. So, y'all, I'm going to jump right in, man, in a second, brother. Like I was saying, the brother will walk into our classroom 271 at any given time. All he want to know is, Walt, what you talking about today, bro? He'll tell my class, Shannon be looking at him like this right here. Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm not coming here to observe. Man, Mr. Walker, we about to do what? We about to tag team, right, Shannon? I don't care what I'm on. If we come in, bro, we going hard. And the old kid like, bro, when he come back, I don't even think that he know he like supposed to be in there observing and supervising because he just gets in. See, that's my thing. So if he give me any kind of critical feedback, I can receive it. But you can't come in and give me feedback, man, when I've seen you in the classroom as an instructor. But now, it's kind of like, come on, man.
Because if you've never seen you in the classroom.
Yeah, and sometimes I got to sit in these meetings, y'all, and get beat up. So I've been challenging myself, man, to like just become more compliant with a lot of stuff that I do.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but my student who's doing this thing, I said yesterday, she said, no, that's not why I actually felt empowered. That's not why I'm writing what I'm writing right now. You inspired me because you didn't do it like anybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And she was the valedictorian.
Wow.
You feel what I'm talking about? So a lot of people think I just deal with the gutter, the ones who are down there who are
No.
in trouble and stuff like that. No, it's the same inspiration on both ends of the continuum. So with that being said, that's what I say you do, bro. When you come into an academic space, and we're gonna date ourselves here. Now I'm gonna just show y'all. We're not just talking about what's going on right now. Man, this brother right here. They don't even know. I'm back. I'm gonna backwards plan.
Go ahead.
We're gonna come back to this later on. World House at Morehouse. 271. Can we get a zoom in on this right here? World House at Morehouse, man. Shannon Williams and I think we were so raw when we did this stuff, man. Bro. Hey, man, shouts out to World House at Morehouse, Shannon Williams and I, man. And we had some sisters with us, man. I can't remember all of their names, but, man, we had.
I got pictures on my phone from there, man.
Man, we got.
That's crazy.
I don't throw anything away. I used to work for the government.
I did too. That's why I threw everything away. That's why I threw it away. I don't want that in my possession. I'm good.
So with that being said, y'all, I want to jump right in, man, and start out by talking about something that a lot of us who actually are from HBCUs, especially if you went to school in the SWAC, you know that 2 AS. Well, hold on, that 3 ASU. No, the other one is not in the SWAC.
Yeah,
we got that other one. I forgot what the.
We don't even count that.
Yeah, we don't even count them. They went blue, white, and yellow. Y'all know boys, y'all, because I know it's working for y'all will give me hell. But we got Alcorn State, and we got Alabama State. I don't know who the real ASU, but I just know.
I got a story about that, man.
I'm curious though. What was the third one?
It's a little school down in South Georgia.
Not the little school. Okay, we're going to go into this story.
Here's the crazy thing, Shannon, and then we're going to jump right into your story. One day I pulled up at work. We had Henry Coleman, myself, and we had Coach Mitchell. And y'all, it was just so ironic, y'all. I don't know, we were dressed up or something. So I'm Alabama State, ASU. Henry Coleman is Albany State, ASU. And then Coach Mitchell is Alcorn State. And I did not know Alcorn was pronounced Alcorn. And this one I got a lesson.
We all say Alcorn.
Oh, we say Alcorn.
Yeah. And
Coach Mitch said
no. Because anybody from Alcorn gonna always say you don't say always. You say always.
Some people do now.
You never say always.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? You say always. So that's why so that's the official pronunciation from anybody from Mississippi that went to Alcorn and then traveled down them roads, man. We get so upset when people say Alcorn. We really do. We really do. It's Alcorn. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I try to get all, hey guy, you don't say always. You say always. So you pronounce it as Alcorn.
That's a great way to explain it.
Yeah. But in your head, what did you really say?
In my head, I just give it to them. Most of the time they just don't know. They hear everybody internationally pronounce it as
say it wrong.
Say it wrong.
Is it that only people from Alcorn say it that way?
I think so, man. Like, no, once people really start understanding, they hear us say it all the time. I'm a graduate of Alcorn State University, and I've had people to stop me and say, "Hey, bro, you saying it wrong." I'm like, I went there, right?
Yeah,
I went there, right?
I think that makes more sense.
But look, Walt, this is what, man, before we even jump in this thing, I got to say, this is a year in the making, guys. I'm one of y'all biggest fans from day one when y'all jumped on that thing. I'm on there like this. That's PD for me. So that's professional development for me, man. And when I say that it's your energy, bro, it's both of y'all's energy. And right now, y'all energy to me, and we talked about it before we got started, it's international, dog.
I love that.
It transcends languages because y'all energy is so infectious that I don't need to know what language you're speaking. That energy gets to me from the screen to my iPad to me, and I'm just rocking in there, and I'm saying, man, Walt, killing it. And I'm talking about me and Walt go back to Fulton County when he was at Tri-Cities and I was at Westlake. I was a Westlake line. Back in the day, all my Westlake folks out there, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But even back then, man, it was something about you that I knew that you were bigger than what you was doing. And you've stayed in this teaching game. We both in this education game. And you made me rephrase a lot of things. Brother, we ain't teachers, we educators. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, man, you better get on that walk. You better get on that walk. People know your last name, bro, and don't even know who you are because I just always say Walt. Like, everybody know who Walt.
Like everybody know who
Walt. But Miss Bourne Thick told me, everybody know Walt. Everybody
Because
no
literally
walk.
everybody that I work with, from the time you said something to me when you recognized me in the building,
Yeah.
to probably a week ago, I know him. Yeah, we worked at such and such. Remember when Dr. Harris? Him and Dr. Harris's husband worked together. You and some other people from summer school that came over from Douglasburg. I'm just like, I can't go nowhere.
You know, my sister is a police officer, right?
Yep.
And
Here?
Yeah. And
Wow.
she's working I think she's at Georgia State now. Not trying to put the business all out in the street, sis. But anyway, she's working at the Falcons game the other night. And she was listening to us talking about the Georgia Bulldog game. We screaming all in the background and whatnot. Now, a lady who I work with at the Arthur Lane Virginia Team Leadership Institute, shouts out to my girl Allison, she's actually working concessions. My sister just kind of like moved over to the side, listening to me and my brother just scream about the Bulldog, and she just said, "Is that Keenan Walker?" My
See?
sister said,
I told you.
"Yeah." She said,
Yeah.
"You know him?" She's like, "That's my brother." And she's like,
No, I know she looked at her like, no.
Yeah, and like this is my biological like sister,
Right,
whatnot.
real sister.
So my brother J Dub always said, "Bro, they could drop you off in China."
You'll never be alone.
He said, "You're gonna know somebody who knows somebody that's gonna connect all the way back to probably this couch, or connect back to Alcorn, or connect back to something that we do together, or whatnot." So Shannon, this is why I want to jump it off at right here, man. Jump off kind of freaky little word, ain't it?
You know what? Y'all kind of been on one since he walked in the door. So whatever happens tonight, I hope nobody's easily offended. Because, I mean, we
It's the
told
hat.
y'all out the gate.
It's the hat. It's the hat.
Which hat? Here's mine.
It's the hat.
No.
It's the hat for me.
So, he don't know this side of me.
Yeah, she get.
I don't.
real-
Yeah, he don't know this side of
She
me.
really get clean. She ain't even clean yet. When she
Yeah,
just throw
I'm
on
casual
something.
tonight.
You know what she said when she throwing on something? What I do, Perry? Perry, what I do when she said she just throwing on something? Oh, I gotta go.
No. I will come straight here from the school. For those of you all who do not know, Shannon and I actually worked together at B.E.ST Academy. So that's how he and I actually connected. And when he recognized me from the podcast, we just put everything together. But I can literally be coming from B.E.ST.
Yeah.
Just threw something on. But he'll do that to us too. Well, where y'all going after school today?
Oh, yeah,
What
now.
y'all got? We ain't going nowhere. I threw something on to come to work.
So let me ask you, you're a well-dressed brother.
Thank you.
Now, have you ever gone out with the bros? You know, you talk to the bros and
Here
you
we
call them
go.
up.
I know we
and
going
you know,
there.
Like, bro, what y'all throwing on? I ain't say the apples, I said the bros. You know what I'm saying? Hey, 'cause you know the bros supposed to be better than this.
Right.
And yo, so, hey, bro, hey, man, we just throw on a little something.
Been there.
You already, now, you come in, they say they throwing on a little something. You think, well, I can just keep on my little
I keep the
blue
cash.
shit.
Yeah.
Hey, they come in, pocket square, they got the blaze on, and stuff like, hold on, bro.
But you know what, man? I had to learn that as you know, my roommate, Jody Davis, out in Houston, Texas, man, love him to death, dog. Chill factor, number 13. We always, man, that's my dog. But like, Jody was the cleanest dude you would ever, I'm talking about. He literally was that cat that would stand in front of his closet and just look and think about what he was going to put on.
Coordinate that thing.
He would coordinate that thing. So I got used to and I understood that when you ask Jody, yo, what we doing, man? Because I don't want to be the outlier, you know what I'm saying? And Jody's like, nah, I'm just doing a little something. I realized with him, little something meant blue jeans, button down,
Yes, sir.
blazer.
Yes, sir.
So now, anytime I go anywhere, you can always peel off.
You know, there it is.
Peel
Makes
off.
sense.
But I can walk in anywhere in Atlanta right now, blue jeans, Cohans, button down,
And a blazer.
blazer with a pocket square. You know.
All
you need is a fedora.
Alice, I peeped that out. Alice. I peeped that out. Let me tell you when you came in, that's what I said. I said, so if we come in and we start doing like this, get a little casual, then that's going to get
So, and it's funny because we were messing with them earlier today because it's like all my administrators were suited and booted today for some reason. Everybody. So when I left school, I didn't say anything to him about, his attire. Normally we kind of say, just come casual. I just wanted to see what he was going to do.
Yeah, because I had the actual suit pants to this on
You
at
did.
work. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know the temperature. So let me go.
I like this.
Yeah, just easy. We can jump into anything.
Had he come with them suit pants on, what I would
He would have went upstairs
I go
and
right
changed his
upstairs.
clothes. And I would have been
Because
happy
you
to
always
see
got
him.
on a suit, man.
Yes.
So my students who don't know me pre-COVID,
Right.
they think I always dress like this.
No.
I told them, man,
No.
I came to school without a suit on one day, and the kids said, you okay?
No.
I said, something going on? He said, no, you always have a suit on, so like you don't have a suit on, you okay? So I'm saying this to all the parents out there who might see me now in the in the COVID era, and they see this, but I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a chance to know me, and I'm getting a chance to understand I respect people who dress like I used to dress all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand that there's a segment of our community, as far as our school community, there's some kids who feel like now they can touch me who probably could not have touched me back then.
Prior to.
Right.
If that makes sense. You know, sometimes you
Right.
be intimidated, like, well, I know he can't relate to us, she can't relate to us, Mr. Williams don't really know what we're
Right.
going through. But then when Mississippi Delta hit, and you start doing a little research on what Mississippi Delta is.
Told y'all some of the best things you know come out of Mississippi.
You from Mississippi? That's what I'm
Sure
talking
is.
He
about.
always forgets that
I
though.
forget that too.
Oh, this Mississippi girl right here.
One of his friends on Facebook
O.C. Chapman. What
Shout
up,
out to
boy?
Mr.
Shout
Chapman.
out to Mr. Chapman, baby.
had to remind him again. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, you know what?
That's all right, though.
We just gonna claim it as a Georgia peach all the way. We
I
ain't
mean,
care
I take that, but you
Yeah.
know the origin is.
I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna do
You
that.
know.
So since we're gonna talk about the origin, I'm gonna jump right into the origin of what I want to hit Shannon Williams with first.
Let's go.
You know this thing right here. I'm holding up the braids, but he know I'm going to on this right here.
Yeah,
We
we
going
both
there.
No
go.
way we can be social study without doing this T-chart right here.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a T-chart
You ready?
right here, y'all.
I'm ready,
So
I'm
we
ready.
got the Alcorn braids and we got the Atlanta braids. But we've been talking before the show, so he kind of answered a little bit of this. I knew he was an Alcorn braid. That's why I got my helmet down here again. I didn't have this helmet out here today, y'all. For me, I got this football helmet because this is coach.
Number
Yeah.
8, free safety.
Boy.
See, I do my research too, dog. Free safety, but,
Yes,
but
sir.
lay him down. That's my boy right there.
See?
Man, I saw you in your doggone gear.
Yeah.
And they call you the big rookie?
Big rookie.
Big rookie, baby.
Big rookie.
Really?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Mike coined that term for me because, coming in, man, from Greenville, Mississippi as a 6'3", 190-pound true freshman.
Yeah.
That, in 93, that's big.
Oh, no, you
Yeah.
huge in 93.
That was big, and I wasn't the most fleet-footed guy, but I would hit your behind. I would, you know what I'm saying? So they started calling me the big rookie, and they taught me how to dress, as far as like, and Mike
Hold
Newton.
on, can I do something right quick?
Talk to
Shouts
me.
out to William Bill Edwards, man. South Fulton Mayor, bro. Is joining us
Wow.
tonight right here. Shouts
That's
out to
what's up,
William
man.
Bill.
What's going
That's what's
on?
up, baby. We got Ariel Caldwell, my son, Marcus Vanderbilt is on here right
Dr.
now. My
Vanderbilt.
dude's on my line right there. Said Touche. Hey, Southern University, Urban Bennett, he's in the Swank Hall of Fame as a quarterback for Southern University, my next door neighbor, bro.
My brother played for Southern University.
Man, we got to put these things. We got Urban, we got
Yeah.
we got Alcorn in the house, we
Yes,
got
sir.
Bama State, we got Southern. I think Bill Edwards is Morehouse, isn't it?
I want to say
Yeah, we got Morehouse, man. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to break
No,
it.
no,
I'm
no, no,
just-
that's
I'm just
big
talking
right there.
man.
That's
I
big.
shout out,
That's big. That's
the
big.
mayor. Talk to us, man. So we got your name, the big rookie.
Yeah, just big rookie, man, being out there as a freshman. And, it's a difference, man. And everybody that's ever played football in the swag, know this. You dress different. The show, they used to tell me, dog, it's the pregame show.
Yes.
So we would be taped up, wristbands, and we pull our, have our shirts back in the day when we had them 8, 12 packs, you know what I'm saying? We was really working out. And that was the show, man. It's nothing like football athletics at a HBCU. It's so different from anything else. The things that we hold important, the things that we hold dear. We didn't have all of the things like Ohio State were having. And nothing wrong with having that now.
Right.
But we had to really understand how to persevere and do without. And I played with some of the greatest guys. I played with 3 guys that went first round. You know what I'm saying? I played with Steve McNair. I played with John Theory, rest in peace, and Brian Mix. All those guys went in the first or second round of the NFL draft.
When you say you played with them, they were actually on the team.
They was on the team. Yeah. John Theory, rest in peace, man, with the Chicago Bears first round. John Theory used to come as a true freshman dude. He used to come and kick down my door literally almost every day wanting to play Street Fighter. And he would not let me up because John Theory was 6'5", 245 pounds, 250 pounds. He would not let me out that room until he beat me. And like a fool, I would always win. And he would just, we would sit there for about 2 hours until he learned.
Man, do you know how special this is to me? Let me just tell you what I'm reminded of. Dr. Vanderbilt, I see you on here saying tonight. Dr. Vanderbilt, let me tell you this because you came after me when the air show came to Montgomery.
Oh, baby.
Steve McNair, baby. For everybody who did not see Steve McNair when he was a youth, Michael Vick is another version of Steve McNair. Let's not get that twisted.
Right.
Everybody had been talking about Steve McNair coming to Montgomery. They were talking like Steve McNair coming to town, y'all were like, like Michael Jackson coming to town. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
man, who is this dude, Steve McNair, baby? When that Negro hit that field.
Man, look.
Let me tell you this right here. You played with him, so I want to just let you jump in here, but I just want to tell you what it looked like from our perspective.
Gotcha.
We're standing up in Crampton Bowl, baby. Everybody from the Gump, y'all know Crampton Bowl. I'm standing up on the top. I'm like, man, I hear all this talk about Steve McNair and whatnot. Hey, man, he's another quarterback. And I remember we sent a hot blitz at him. Everybody in the stands said, got it. Hey, that man was a grown man, bro. Negro grabbed him, and this is how this Negro throwing him off. He's a quarterback.
Yeah.
And when he throw him off, though, he ain't just throwing him off, Shannon, and losing his control or his composure. The brother throwing him off, and then he get back in the pocket. So when they say Steve McNair wasn't no pocket quarterback, how he would get.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, that dude
Wow.
was on. That dude should have won the Heisman Trophy. Who did they give it to? Peyton Manning that year?
No, the running back from Penn State, Kenyatta something. He was from Penn State.
Yeah, 'cause I think somebody from Georgia Southern was in the race.
Yeah,
that
it
year
was
too,
Kenyatta.
man.
Well, the running back from Penn State, number 32, if I could remember from Penn State.
Man, let me just
Yeah,
tell you
Dr.
so-
Vanderver said he put on an absolute show.
Hey, Vanderbilt, you remember? Hey, bro. And then, Dr. Vanderbilt, do you remember this? And then I turned it right over because you played with him. We were at the Magic City Classic, bro. I remember we're at the Magic City Classic. I need y'all to understand how big this is.
Yeah.
And the announcers on the PA said, hey, man, it's looking gloomy down in Troy. All cars, it's
Yeah.
looking gloomy down there. It
Yeah.
might have been like 42-14 or something like that.
At
It's bad
halftime.
down there.
At halftime.
Yes, sir.
At halftime.
Man come back on the PA. He said, hold up now. I think we might got a little sunlight down in Troy. It's 42-21. Next thing you know, our game's still going on. And then he come back and say, hold up, I think the air show getting ready to take off. He said 28-42 down in Troy.
Yep.
Next thing you know, the man said, ladies and gentlemen, they're in trouble down in Troy. It's 35-42. I think all the attention then start focusing on, hey, bro, we have all this internet and stuff like how we got
Yeah.
now, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, you hit it on the PA and you just want to know what's going on. And I know Troy had a channel back then. I couldn't wait to see the
Right.
game on Troy State. Troy was like
Wow.
almost like right between Auburn and Alabama
Right,
State.
right.
They weren't quite like a D1 like how they are now, big boy D1. They were right there though, because everybody knew they got like the Auburn kind of, not rejects, but people who may not have been able to play at Auburn for some reason. Yeah, so they had the real McCoy. And bro, Steve McNair and Alcorn, man, next thing you know, that man said, ladies and gentlemen, we got a tie down at Alcorn. And everybody in that crowd said, Troy in trouble.
Man,
So,
look.
so talk to us, Shannon, about being on the team with Steve
Man, you know
McNair,
what?
man.
And like I say, rest in heaven, man. Steve, he lived across the hall from me. I was on the third floor. Shout out Men's Tower, New Men's. That's where all the athletes stay. And back in the day, the HBCU, before they put us in separate housing, the athletes stayed in one place, and that was kind of like where the security and everybody know we was cool. So
Court Hall at Bama State.
there it is, right
Shouts out
there.
to Court Hall,
The New Men's was the place that we could have. We actually had, we could have girls over in the dorm before it was legal.
Yeah.
It really wasn't legal.
And let me
But
ask
it
you,
really
Shannon,
wasn't legal. It
Shannon,
really wasn't
let me
legal.
just say, let me say,
Okay.
like, I want you to continue down that road, but going to what Shannon said, like, I love that setup that y'all had because whenever I was hollering out when I was pledging,
Right.
I hear that was in Court Hall, the athletic.
The athletic dorm.
My homeboy played with Alabama State football team. So I knew ain't nobody coming looking for me up in here.
They ain't coming in the athletic dorm.
Yeah,
You
see,
know what I'm
because
saying?
you
because
wouldn't
that's
think-
the biggest fraternity on
Yeah,
the
that's
campus right
exactly
there.
right.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody finna mess with them.
Shouts out to you
Yeah.
guys because one thing I say about FIB, those boys looked out for me, man. They knew I had my snacks in there. I couldn't eat nowhere. The bro was getting all the other money. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hey, so I go in the football dorm and my best friend, his roommate, shot, like you said, rest in heaven to Jeff Tate. I would always go in his room. That's when we had that jungle juice. I don't remember
Oh,
that jungle
man.
juice,
What you
man,
talking
the
about?
good
With a bag of
jug,
J's?
Yes, sir. Then he had a little cookie with the 3 rolls on there.
Boy, I had a white honey bun. That
Well, you doing a
sir.
video.
with the icing on
That
it?
icing on that honey bun. What you all talking about? But getting back to Steve, man, one of the things that I admired about him, he was such a leader, man. I'm talking about nobody ever questioned this dude on what he did, what he brought to the table. I can remember the famous game being down at Grambling, and we down in that hole, man. And shout out to everybody from Graham, man. The bros really looked out for us down there at Graham, man. But we down in that hole, and if you ever been down there, it's like you going to the center of the earth, man. It just goes straight down. It's hot, and the score at halftime, they're beating us by a touchdown. And Steve said, hey, man, y'all just jump on my back. I've never heard a cat say that. Say, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. And you talking about dudes, grown men, crying, tears coming at the eye. And we end up losing that game, man. A good friend of mine, brother of Mega Sci Fi right now, he just, he ended up being one of the greatest receivers at Alcorn, but he dropped the pass in the end zone. But Steve took us there. And when I tell you, man, we played that year with Steve McNair, out of the 11 games we played, like 8 of them was on TV.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we played Terrell Owens on TV. But he played for Tennessee Chat.
Yeah.
But he was hurt the game that we played. You know what I'm saying? My LB primetime was locking him down. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't able to really do, and we really to see the true Terrell Owens of who he was. Yeah. But man, we beat Tennessee Chat that day like 57-6. I'm talking about we was putting whippings on people on national TV.
Y'all, hey, you didn't want to see Alcorn.
Yeah, Steve was. But you know what, man? You take me back to the Crampton Bowl, dog, because our assignment that night, of course, I played free safety, and linebacker was to stop Rico White.
Rico White, yes, sir.
Boy, look at him.
Rico
was the hardest little dude I ever seen in my life, man. I'm talking about, for a little cat, he was so hard to bring down, you know what I'm saying? But Rico, y'all had 2 NFL.
We had Barlow.
Barlow, and then what's the other linebacker name?
We had, you talking about Eddie Robinson.
Eddie Robinson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I literally, in my recruiting, I burbled to Alabama State.
Man, don't tell me that.
I did.
Don't tell that.
But you know what happened?
What happened, man?
But you ended up at the other ASU.
But I'm gonna tell you what happened now.
Hey.
So when I get there,
committed to one ASU.
I verbal committed.
Ended up at the other ASU.
And on signing day, Houston Markham, what's his name? Houston Markham. This dude just sent me a paper to sign with nothing on it.
What?
So my daddy called me.
He can put anything he wants on that.
Daddy called him and said, hey, it ain't nothing. He said, oh, baby. He said, oh, baby, that's all right. Just going to sign it. We're going to fill it in later. We're going to fill it in later. I said, no, we can't do it. And plus, when I went down, me being a country boy from Mississippi, man, when I got down to Alabama State, and Houston them didn't show me the dorms because they was in the process of building them back then. And all I saw was that Alabama State was in the middle of the hood.
Oh, yeah,
and see, out in that hood.
Shout out to Tulane Colt.
Look here, bro. When I saw them buildings with that clothesline in the back of like somebody's house, and I said, man, I'm not coming way down here to go to a school in the hood. I can just go to Alcorn where I'm at and be, rural and go out there fishing by the lake and, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff like so. It made more sense for me to stay at home and just be 2 hours from my house than to go 5 hours from my house.
I tell you what, man, I hate that we didn't get you, man. You played with Steve McNair, brother. For me, just to be sitting here with you knowing, I thought about this recently, though, because I'm thinking, hold on. Steve was there when I was there, and I think the big homie, he only like a year or two, I think, ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking that means he had to be on the team with Steve, bro.
Yeah.
To me,
Good
that would
times,
be
man.
the greatest honor, man, to say you played with Steve McNair.
Man, the greatest honor, really, if we keep it in a book, was just being on campus when Steve was there.
I heard it with Ignorant.
Oh, boy. Steve, man, and I don't think this is just, we talking facts now. We're not talking about, speculate.
Yes.
When Steve got drafted, he set out the whole yard. I'm talking about we went around to a spot called Mary's, and if you from Mississippi, you went to J-State or Alcorn, you know about Mary's. There's a little trailer, and you could go in there and get fried gizzards.
Come on now.
And they wasn't good unless the bag was what?
Greasy.
That bag had to be greasy. The bag had to be greasy.
You had to have the hot sauce.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that's
Yes,
gross.
sir.
Go
What
ahead.
you talking about?
No,
But
that real cooking.
that bag was greasy. Look, let me tell you something. It's been a minute woman
boss, y'all
from
got
Alcorn and got married because they could go and simulate that greasy gizzard bag. You know what I'm saying?
I believe you.
You can ride with them gizzards on your pants.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. Gonna stain your clothes.
Yeah, gonna stain your clothes now.
Yeah. But Steve, man, you talking about that day, that might have been the best day of my life as a college student. Steve set out a whole beer truck, dog. Just a whole beer truck. Everybody was around it. It wasn't like it how it is. Not saying today, but dude, we stood around there and just kicked it for about 8 hours. No incidents, no police, just kids out there having a great time enjoying that college life.
And celebrate.
And boy, what you talking about? Celebrate we did.
Folks just being fraternal with one another.
Man, look here.
Uplifting each other
all the time.
They need that again.
Marcus Venable, boy, you don't see that setup right there. Did you see Shannon Williams throw me that alley, Marcus Venable?
I threw it.
Yes, sir. So let me see, man. He said they speaking country boy, Miss Boy, thick. Step back. That's what he just said.
I mean, listen, I'm a country girl, but the gizzards was the one thing I couldn't get with. I'm sorry.
Girl,
the gizzards and the livers, y'all can have.
Let me tell you
I didn't
something.
do the liver now. I don't know about
Let me tell you something. If you was a good woman and you knew how to flour up them gizzards real good and fry them at the right
Wait a minute, he got nostalgic. I need y'all to understand that. Did
Look
you?
at me, you know, you
No, 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 no,
Let's do like this right
Because
here.
I'm gonna take you even further.
Go
You
ahead.
didn't hear that Mississippi accent.
Oh yeah,
kick
it
in.
came out.
It kicked in.
The Delta came
That's
out.
how deep this is for him right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Keep going.
See, if you could flour up them gizzards, fry them at the right temperature, and get them out, because it's got to be a certain crunchiness
Preach, Pastor.
to that gizzard. You know what I'm saying?
Preach,
It can't be overcooked.
Yes, sir.
But if a man knew that you could fry up them gizzards right there, like that,
He was
and
finna
put
marry
the
you.
right amount of salt and seasoning on them
Project Bay
things,
learning
we
right
knew.
He got the rocket.
We
Wait a
We
minute.
knew. Hey, like the old folks in Alcorn say, boy, you better keep that one.
Yes, sir. You got
You
yourself.
better keep that one. I'm trying to tell
Them
these young
gizzards was
girls,
that serious.
fry up some gizzards. If a
Hey,
man
I'm
don't want to
good.
sit down because you done
I'm
fried up
good.
some gizzards, something wrong with him.
Shouts out,
Wow.
shouts out to the chicken coop up at Tuskegee. So we gonna go down there, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Shouts
Yes,
out to
sir.
Soul In for the folks who know Soul
man.
In.
Well, ain't nothing like a HBCU.
Whole nother show right there, though, y'all.
Ain't nothing like
Whole
a
nother
HBCU.
show. So Shannon, I want to keep this thing moving, man. Hey, this is good.
I can't.
World House at Morehouse. I gotta jump there. I got my notes.
Take us there, man.
Yeah, I
Take
gotta
us there.
I knew
So
this
for
was
the
gonna
folks
be
who don't
memory
know,
lane for him.
I had to do this. I know
I
you
know
always
you
tell
did.
me. Hey, World House at Morehouse. I remember this when I knew you were a bad boy. We worked together, man, at Morehouse during the summer of 2011. Yeah, 2011, man. And you know, you know somebody's bad, but then when you work with them,
That makes it even better.
I can imagine us being in the same building.
Oh
together.
boy.
It would be almost one of those things where you got to make the toughest decision. That you're like, who class you gonna take?
We would have had to bring them classes
We had
together.
to bring them together.
We had
That's
to bring them
exactly
together.
right, man. We had so much fun and growth, and we had access to Martin Luther King's
Personal
personal
files.
personal file. We had to put gloves on and
Really?
stuff like this.
Yeah.
How personal the stuff was.
Okay, so what was World House at Morehouse though? What was the program?
Well, it's a summer institute on civil rights where we actually brought in people who literally lived and walked alongside Dr. King or whatnot, like the brothers down in St. Augustine. Shannon, what's the name? He was actually one of the kids in the doggone.
And I always remember.
Johnson. I think
Yeah,
his last name
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah.
And he was actually when they poured the acid down there because they didn't want the black folks in the swimming pool or whatnot. So we were bringing in like real folks. We were bringing in like Dr. King's most personal stuff that the public had not even seen at
Exactly.
the time.
Wow.
Exactly.
And our kids were getting access to that, and they brought it was a lady, Dr. Anderson, I think her name was, who brought us in or whatnot, man. Sister who
I still
just,
got that book too.
I'm telling you, man. So like Shannon and I, when I say y'all, the reason I hold on to this, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This brother right here, I hold on to this because I know somewhere down the road when you ask and we talked about international, we're gonna do some real work international.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So when they say like, so how did this come together? But Shannon and I knew this was gonna happen in 2011. That's why I said I miss you in Atlanta Public School as a coach, as a director, as a supervisor, as a big brother, as a big homie, all these things. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I can count on one hand how many times I've had an educator to come in my room that I can extend the level of respect that I extend to you. Like seriously, it's like one of those
That's big
things
time,
where
man.
you gotta think like a lot of people who know me like how you know me, and like I'm saying, for me to say what I'm saying right here, I've had there's a assistant superintendent down in Montgomery. He says the only thing I can say to describe you, bro, you're Deion Sanders. He said you're a shutdown corner.
That's what's
See, people who understand what I do in the
Yeah.
class, some people might walk in the room and think I'm just talking. He knew it when he walked in the room. He saw the magic. That's why he knew I could just jump in. So when Mr. Williams came in my class, I just say like I forget sometimes that he's Mr. Williams or he Dr.
Right.
Williams. I just like Shannon, hey look, check this out, baby. We talking about such and such and such. And he'll just say, hey y'all, me and Ms. Walker getting ready to go there. He'll just start, but I would just say pretty much, hey man, the invite to take over my class. So really we were World House.
That's
And
dope.
let me, man, look, the biggest thing that you and I talked about, and we brought in a whole new perspective of the nonviolent deal with Martin, because everybody think about the two entities, Malcolm X and Martin Luther
Martin.
King, and they always think that Malcolm was the one that was more about violence
Yep.
and Martin wasn't. Well, you have to understand the strategic chess game that Martin was playing.
Yes.
And understand this from this perspective, guys, that Martin understood that in order to get America to understand what black people were going through, that it had to be a certain amount of violence. And what he did was strategically put himself and other people in harm's way.
Yes, sir.
Because if it wasn't any violence, nobody would have paid attention. One of the biggest things that happened down in Augustine with Bull Connor and all those guys like that is what they had to be violent. They had, black people had to be seen on TV, literally going through those different episodes. What, strategically how he was so in front of the game, if a lot of the white people that was demonstrating that violence back then didn't react, nothing would have ever happened. So when they say that he was nonviolent, Not true. Not true, because he had to put himself and other people in the atmosphere to get hit for the rest of this country to respond like it did. So he's very strategic. And like King said, we learned a lot of things about the brother that as a frat, because Martin is, member of Alpha Phi.
Willie Bolden.
So I got a picture of us.
Yes, sir. I had to go through that. Reverend William Bolden. You see Mr. Keena Walker and Mr. Shannon Williams. We were the facilitators that day on day 2. Nonviolent direct action as a strategy for social change. Me and Shannon went playing with these folks, man.
And
y'all's presentation, I know, was interesting.
The same thing that they got now. What's the Center for
African American?
That was us.
That was us.
That was us. And I ain't just saying that. That was us. This whole program. Was that.
Get us right here,
so what they got in there with you putting your hands on the counter and all that kind of stuff, we took our kids through all of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
All of this. Yes, we got. I want you to just look at some of the stuff we got. So with that, I just had to bring that out, man, because I want to make sure everybody knows Shannon Williams, y'all. He's not just somebody who is an administrator. He's not someone who just worked down at central office, actually coming into the room. This dude is a living. When I tell you, this dude is a walking. He's a walking. God, how did I say it? He'll set an encyclopedia for the people who came through like that.
I love that data. Now, hey, look, you know what's crazy, Walt? Guess what I did for them the other day on our Fresh Start Monday? And for those that don't, I hate saying stuff like, when I listen to people, I just said Fresh Start Monday, and they be like, what in the world is that? Right. So when I was allowed to come to B.E.ST, and shout out to Dr. Tim Jones, man, great guy, Larry Guilford, Tijuana Kelly, the people that I work with.
If you don't say her name right.
Tawana.
If you don't say her name right, she gonna get me in you.
Kelly, I'm sorry, Miss Kelly. You know why I don't ever call her by her first name.
You don't ever call her.
I'm a last name type guy.
Yeah.
But Walk, you remember when I did the Superman deal in your classroom, the true story of Superman?
Yeah.
I was able to do that with our staff and our kids the other day and talk about the true story of Superman, and everybody. A lot of people feedback was like, wow, man. It caught their attention, but that was a story, and we'll talk about it later. That was a story that I actually told to Cam Newton. Wow. You know what I'm saying? When he was in my class at Westlake. And quick little pro quo on that, man. Cam, you talking about one of the smartest kids I've ever taught in my life. And I'm not just saying this because the brother made it to the league, because honestly, I got about 15, 16 guys that's in the league that I've coached or taught. Yeah. So Cam is just one of them, but he's one of the more famous.
Hey, can I say this since you're talking about Cam? You see, I already knew where the conversation was going.
Bam!
Shouts out, man. Shouts out to Cam Newton.
If you haven't been,
yes, sir,
you need to go.
Man, y'all support the
when
brother,
we
man,
going?
with cigar bar, man.
So anniversary show.
Hey, there's a whole. Shannon, you smoke cigars?
You know what, man? My brother does. I have never, but I want to flash. I want to, what I'm saying, put just one in my mouth.
And the reason I'm saying that, even if we just go down and show some love,
you know what I'm saying? I want to
that's
flash.
your former student,
right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay to flash.
Ain't nothing wrong with
it. Just throw a little fire on
everybody else do it.
Our kids ain't put a little fire on the ass end of that weed, but we're gonna put a little fire on the ass end of that cigar.
But I think that's gonna be a great spot, man.
It's the new golf, man.
It is.
It's the new golf.
All my partners, what I'm saying, is in our age group.
Yes.
It's like, bro, you need to come on down to the cigar bar. It's where deals are being made.
So it's literally, that's what happens. When we did my review last year, he did it at Cigar Rose. Cigar Rose is something else now.
Now there's a sister, a sorrow who owns.
Hold on, we got to shout out to my boy, one of my favorite guests, Mr. LaQuinn Stewart. He just popped in. He said, "My people, what it do?" Yes, he's here.
I got 271 got this damn light in my face. I didn't see the comments or whatnot. You know the light is all the lights.
It's normally over there and over here.
Stewart, Harper's, Archer's, Finest.
Yes.
Hey man, you talking about a good dude, man, that really care about kids, and I'm so happy for him that he got an opportunity to go and be what he really wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And really continuing his work. You know what I'm saying? So Stu, what's up, man? That ain't with that last name again. Stewart, what's up?
Mo Stu, that's what I call him, baby. Hey, Marquis Stewart, since we talking this stuff right here, man. Yeah, he went to Bama State.
Oh, Lord.
Wait a minute, I got to do it, the 50 under 50.
Hey, man, I got to do something. The 50 under 50, that's my partner. Shout out to class number 4, 50 under 50. Marquise LaQuinn Stewart. But I've been waiting to do this on the show. Shannon, I always leave the stage for 1 second. Stewart, don't go.
What are you going to get?
I don't know. When he get to running off the couch, I don't know.
This brother, he just done left us in here. What
no, he ain't going to
Boy, don't you ever come talk about no Florida games with me. What these two right here? This is how we feel about Florida games right here.
Garbage.
Throw those in the garbage right there, baby. Go down, baby. Shot braids. We just all these Georgia right here.
Hey, man.
I had to do it on a live show. show, baby. We got my man Shannon Williams here.
Hey, we miss you too. He said he miss us. See, we got
Man,
you.
we miss you. Look, quick. You that Florida, I gave him Florida jumpsuit. See, we don't know, like, we have real relationships outside. Look at my man. That's my cousin right there, Demetrius Walker.
Truck driver.
Truck driver.
What's going on, boss?
Hey, Demetrius, we gotta get Shannon his first cigar. We need to get him something mild.
Yeah.
So that when you come in, bro, you don't want to start out smoking like what them big boys be on.
No, I don't need that.
Man,
I ain't graduated yet either.
Okay.
So what we're saying is, Shannon, is like people see cigars, and I want you to think about this. I never smoked anything until like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And my homeboy came from my hometown, man, and he just said, bro, want to ride to the cigar bar with me? I'm like, I don't smoke. Why would I go to the cigar? You know, just go and buy some. I'm not like, go out there. So we went out there, and we went in the humidor for the first time. I'm like, wow.
It's a whole nother world.
Yeah, it's a whole nother world.
It's a whole nother world.
See, the cigars I was used to.
You're right. You used to Dutch, Philly.
I get about $2 a bottle.
You know, hey, 99 cents a pack.
What the one with the Optimo?
You know, and then the ones I was used to, like, even though I didn't smoke, but I was used to seeing brother like in the thing one on the top, they didn't have no clip or no beat clip.
No.
I could get an ink pen and just put a hole in that thing right there, you know, and then most of them.
I don't even know where you going with that story.
Most of them like they were going fishing, boy. They just gut that thing.
Yes, sir.
Then they just butt them guts out there.
I mean, you got the nails for it.
Yeah.
You know what I just that's dating us because I literally as soon as King started talking about that, I looked at the fingernail. I said, "Boy, you got one of them old boy fingernails now." There.
Which one you using?
They're right there. Look, you throwing up the fire. Dude.
Hey man, so y'all see we having a good time on here. Let me see what LaQuinn said. He said internet connection issue. LaQuinn, is that us or you? Is that us or you?
I don't know. I missed that
LaQuinn,
comment.
let us know, man, if we having internet connection issues on your end or you having internet
I think Quinn
connection.
back in Detroit too. Man.
Oh, LaQuinn said the boots. I gotta go, man. That man gonna make me leave the couch again, man. I gotta
for the ASU boots.
You gotta get the ASU. So come, we got the other ASU here. I gotta
go get the ASU
You got some
boots.
black and gold boots.
You ain't seen it. Go get the box. Go get the box.
Hey y'all.
He gonna be itching if he don't go get the box.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna let Miss Bourne Thick and Shannon Williams do that thing right here, man. Y'all keep it going.
Go get the box. I'm used to you being back and forth off the couch. Cause again, I told y'all out the gate I wanted to hear all the stories tonight.
So we work together. And hopefully by now I've made an impression.
You have.
So what's one question that has been a burning, like, because I know that you're a journalist at heart. So what's one question you had ready for the couch tonight? Did you say, you know what, before Williams get up out of here, I'm gonna ask him this question?
Why education?
Man, you know what? My dad and mom are educators, and if anybody on this that's looking at this know, if your mom or dad is an educator, they are, and you decided to become educated, they probably mad as hell with you because they told you do not go into education.
But see, the majority of my family is educators. And I swore on my kids I would never go into education.
Yeah.
Because I saw how kids were when I was in high school, and I see the kids now, and I'm like, these kids ain't scared of nothing.
Yep.
There go the box.
Y'all
ain't, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
No. They got to see the boot box.
No, I want y'all to finish this thought because when I want to say you asked her what's the one question that was something.
Yeah,
right.
why?
So the deal with me for education is this. I enjoy the aspect of building. I'm a builder by nature. You know what I'm saying? I take bricks and I create foundations, and that's what so I always have to explain to people, there's a difference between your job and your work.
That's true.
I
think we had a similar conversation a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but for the people outside that don't get this, and this might help somebody else because even right now, boom. And it's the reason why I'm saying stuff, guys.
Right here, y'all.
This is the reason why I'm saying stuff.
Yeah. These good old Sphinxmen out here, y'all. There's a reason. I thought these bricks were so cute until
they had to tote
these things right here.
But the deal is like my work is building people. And I actually love building adults.
You do.
More so than kids.
So let me tell you something. Let me cut you off right quick. Yeah. So we be at work. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to ask you why education is because he's a counselor.
I'm not. To the grown folks and
to the grown folks. No. I'm reflecting on the grown folks right now. Because we can have a basic conversation and he'll make that one statement or ask that one question that'd be like, damn, I ain't think about that. Why you gotta come in here making me go, well, now I'm asking you this because you gotta look at it this way and that way. I'm like, no, I understand why education, but there's such a bigger calling
Oh yeah, yeah,
with you,
yeah, yeah.
and it's evident, but it's like it's so many of them. How can you pinpoint one?
You know, and my dad used to say that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, boy, your biggest flaw and your greatest asset is that you're good in a lot of things. You're good at a lot of things. He said, but what I don't want you to do is become good at a lot of things and not great
Any of
at
them.
any.
So it's kind of like a jack of all trades, but not a master of any.
none. Yeah. So when I talk about the education, what's dawned on to me is that in education now we spend 100% of finances on trying to build kids.
Yes.
Build kids. But we never really think about the people that's working with kids. We never think so. I know that I am what they call a teacher-friendly administrator
You
because I want to build people that are working with the kids, and we can have the first time in life you ever hear two alphas say anything that's gonna give love to Reagan, but we'll have some trickle down.
Trickle down.
Yeah, you know,
Economic.
theory on
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the whole thing. I feel like if I can build people that's gonna work with the kids, because it sucks when you got broke people, broke adults trying to handle kids that's already
What's the
suffering.
Frederick Douglass quote about it's easier
me.
to repair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it
Look
up.
it
Then
up.
I gotta
Yeah,
look
yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
And I just literally shared that. I gotta look it up because it makes perfect
It makes
sense to
sense,
what you're
man.
saying.
Yeah.
I want to ask anybody out there right now, man, who has a child in public education or private education, who works in education. This is a tough time right now to be an
is.
educator. If you're an educator, man, we have an educator par excellence here right now on the hot seat with us. If there's a question that you would like to ask Dr. Shannon Williams right now, man, any question you want to ask y'all, long you're not getting into his business and all this stuff in his personal life, feel free to jump on right now. We'll take your question. Now jumping into culture and climate, organizational behavior. That Dr. Vanma too damn smart for his own good.
I love it, man.
Oh, we need to have him.
Oh no, we about to
I
have
love
Dr. Vanma. That's my saying right there.
yeah.
Doc. Yeah, that's my saying
Well,
right there.
and-
Dr.
and-
Marcus Vanderbilt.
One of the questions I wanted to ask, because I asked you earlier today what was off limits for you. So let me say this. The first time we had, it wasn't even a major issue in the building, but I think it was one of the first times you
yeah,
experienced a major
yeah,
issue in the
yeah,
building.
yeah.
And you said that you have autism. I thought you were joking.
No.
Myself and the other
Are
young
you
lady there.
serious?
So here's the funny part, because I tell everybody all the time I'm self-diagnosed ADD.
Yeah.
So when
So
you
you thought maybe he was saying
I
that.
thought, it was and then when he started talking, I think it was the next day something happened, and you said it triggered your autism. How has it been for you going through all the stages of becoming an educator and dealing with that? And how does it help you relate to the students who struggle with that, who don't know how to handle it?
Well, it took, and shout out to my wife, man. You talking about a teacher of a brother, because I didn't recognize it in me until we recognized it in my son.
Really?
Because back in the day, when you do things that are, on the spectrum, your daddy would just say, you just being half-assed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your parents would be like, and I'd be like, Dad, for real, I'm not trying to do, you know what I'm saying?
So hold on, when did you get diagnosed?
You know what I'm saying? Here we go. We on the Mississippi thing. So, true story. Now that my wife has me sitting on the couch and I'm having conversations with doctors and shrinks and stuff like that, it's been an adult situation where just as an adult in the last so many years.
So
you know what I'm
can I say then when Dr. Vanderbilt says right here, he kind of reiterated what you said, you build kids through building adults. He said, yes, now you're jumping off into culture and climate, organizational behavior. So when I think about this, here is a grown man who is popular, who's played on the next level in football, who I see as, like I said, one of the people I respect more than, man, I can put you on my two hands in the level of people I respect in the field of education. And I'm saying I got some heavy hitters on my team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Think about how many black boys, man, who probably been diagnosed with autism and they don't want anybody to know. Black dads, like you said, who
Because it's gonna be
I have a
frowned
nephew
upon.
who has autism. See, this means a lot to me. I have a nephew
and
who
it's
has
on the
autism.
spectrum, but all of it doesn't look the same.
So
And
that's what I was getting ready to ask.
yeah.
So like my nephew, one day he was sitting here, man, and I guess he's on the extreme as far as this kid is so artistic, even though he's autistic. He did a picture of Michael Jackson. No, not Caleb. I don't want to call his name.
My
Just
apologies.
for sake of my, just for
Yeah,
privacy
right.
cause,
My
because
apologies.
So when we were doing this, you know the little red things they have when you do the things like this right here. The boy drew a picture of Michael Jackson dancing.
Wow, like that in the sand
Yes.
thing.
And when he got ready, you know, now for us, the people who are not autistic or whatnot and don't have that artistic ability, when he got through doing it though, to him it was nothing. I saw him when he got ready. You know what this means? What he getting ready to do when he pulled it up like this, right?
Right. And like it wasn't
Bro, I'm getting ready to grab the thing because I'm thinking like, bro, somebody need to see this right here.
Right.
Ain't no way in the world nobody would believe he just did that. I mean, he shook it up and just shook it off. I'm thinking like how hard it is for me just to make the little, you know, a square with that thing right there.
Yeah.
He literally drew a picture of Michael Jackson, bro. Like with his leg up and all this stuff right here. I don't know how the hell he did that thing, man. So I'm just saying, so like think about this, where I don't think we have been trained as grown men, how you said going back to your quote about you build kids through building adults. I think oftentimes, what I'm saying is you as an administrator, as a coach, and all the other positions, Ms. Bourne, that you hold in education, you work with them on a day-to-day basis. Bruh, there are a lot of broken educators right now.
Man, what you talking about?
So you talking about how we can build up kids, and so that's why I want people to write, you know, call in or put a question in there for Dr. Williams, because right now I'm speaking for a lot of my co-workers. I was in a meeting recently, and I said, and I can say this because we had the conversation, my principal and I told her I wasn't speaking for me. If I was mad, I would have had a one-on-one conversation with you.
Right.
I was speaking for all these people in the building who are not going to speak up for themselves. There are some people who are broken down, and I'm just going to be the one that fall on this sword today and make it look like I got a problem. I'm good. Because I just know that pace that y'all got going on where everybody pulling us in different directions, I can't keep up with that. I'm a veteran right now. I'm not going to try to keep up with that. But what I will say is there are a bunch of grown people who are broken down, and that's why they can't build up these young folks.
Man, one of the first things I talk to me and my wife at night, when the boys are asleep, and we have these conversations on where we want to go. And you know, she always, I can't lie, when I talk about this lady, Kalila, is my biggest cheerleader.
Is she an educator also?
She's a counselor.
Okay.
And so a lot of her sessions is just with me. You know what I'm saying? But when
is she on that secondary level?
She's a high school counselor.
Oh, gotcha.
She's a high school counselor. Sure. So, you know, when we having that conversation on, you know, where do we want to go and what are we talking about, one of the things that she always talks to me, and we go back and forth with each other, is investing in people.
Yes.
Investing in people. And so many times as administrators, we start talking about strategies, we start talking about all these different things that we want people to do. And at the end of the day, when I used to talk to a lot of the instructional coaches who I was working with, I used to tell them, you are a performance coach. Your job goes past instruction, because most of the time that ain't the person's problem. Yeah. It's the behavior that's the person's problem. And if I got administrators and teachers in here, they know most of the time it's not because a teacher don't know their content. Yeah. They know what they're talking about. Yeah. It's their behavior. Yeah. And that's when we got to figure out what's the something else that's not happening. What's the disconnect? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to get into a lot of people's lives about why you aren't happy, but let's call it what it is. If I got a teacher that's in the building that's not happy, who do you think that she's going to project that unhappiness on?
Those kids.
Those kids.
Exactly right.
Those kids. And some of those kids are already coming from, let's keep it 100, unhappy in traumatic situations. Yes. Now you got traumatic kids in a class with a traumatic teacher, and nobody wants to sit down. One of my biggest questions I always ask people, you know, when I asked y'all when I got here, where are you trying to go?
That's right. And we said we want to go international, man.
Where are you trying to go? But just imagine, King, if administrators and people would just have those one-on-ones with teachers.
I never thought about this.
Where you trying to go?
See, so now, watch this right here. You just, I just had an epiphany just right there in that moment. Can you imagine walking in and instead of people saying, hey, check this out, you know, a lot of you guys have submitted this, you haven't done this, that, somebody just say, hey, let me ask you, Mr. Williams, where you trying to go? And you thinking, is this a trap question? Because
it will, and that's how a kid would take it, though.
But I'm
saying,
no, we haven't gotten the kids yet.
Right. You talking about the teachers.
He said you got to actually work with these grown folks first. Let me
but even half of your educators are going to tell you, I'm just trying to make it through the day.
No, but here's the thing, though. Let's go back to this what he said a second ago. He said, find it, and then I'm going to go back and read what these people are saying about that. Etch-a-sketch, that's what it is, Mark.
Yeah.
Etch-a-sketch, that's exactly what it's called. You said, Shannon, what do you say about the building up grown folks or something? And I don't even, here it is. You build kids through building adults.
Yeah.
If I come in genuinely, Ms. Bourne, and she in 271 can tell you, I say this to them all the time. Where do you want to go, man? Mm-hmm. How can I help you?
What do you need?
What do you need? See, I understand what I need, and since I don't oftentimes feel like people are asking me that question, I ask them all the time. 271 told me he had something going on. I just said, bro, if you need me, you remember this Ms. Bourne thing? 271, if you don't mind me sharing. I said, bro, if you trying to get this, and he's done it on his own now, and I appreciate him, but he'll tell you, I told him just, was it last night, 271? bro, we gotta celebrate, bro. Tell me what you want to put inside that thing right there. I want to do it for you because I seen you out here grinding.
Right.
See, this a grown man talking to another grown man who's my former student, but now we are just two grown men who are working together to go international with this sister right here. But what I'm saying in a nutshell is what you just said. What do you need, bro? See, all I need you to do, tell me what you need. See, if you say, Walk, I need 6 more months to do this because I'm trying to grow something, and I think I can help you and Miss Bowen think to take this somewhere, but I'm gonna need a month off. Okay, that means we're gonna have to pre-record a lot of shows then.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But when you ask me what I need, that kind of shows a level of respect.
You know, it does well, and this is what it also does, man, because we got to get people to understand this. If I try to pour into you,
yes,
and a lot of times this is what we do. I pour into you what I think you need.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then I could be pouring into you all the wrong fluids because I never asked the question, where are you trying to go? So now when I ask that question, hey, where are you trying to go? Now you and I just became accountability partners.
Mm-hmm.
We just became accountability partners because now I know what to pour into you because you told me, hey, this is where I'm trying to go.
So Ms. Williams, I want to ask you this because he's working with you, and then I want you to just take over. Because I know you and I have been dealing with.
I felt where he was going, which is something where you always say,
go ahead.
A teacher pours into you.
Yeah, I said
an educator.
If we pull it out,
I'm not about your.
Just. So it's what do you need, Ms. Williams? So Ms. Williams said, well, all I need, man, I know you are a heavy hitter on this staff. They're gonna go as you go. If you come with a positive attitude every morning, man, I feel like the staff is gonna follow you.
Yeah.
Hey man, let me tell you what I need, Ms. Williams, since we've been grown men about this thing right here. I need you to stay off my back about this little stuff, bro, where you confusing activity with accomplishment. Walk around here and look at all the people who got this stuff that look like they're educating kids.
Right.
See, that's what y'all giving them checks for. But then you come in here, the brother who can stand out in the hallway and teach my class from the hall. I mean, educate my student from the hallway while I'm also making sure we keep this hallway clear. You'll ride me all the way to the finish line. So I don't know what you need, and I don't care what you need because you have no concern about what my needs are. And when you were talking, I was thinking that stuff right there, water is good, but not if you pour it in the gas tank.
Right.
So if you ask,
it ain't what it needs.
It ain't what it needs.
But see, we get caught up, man, because a lot of us, let's keep it 100. A lot of us are not humble.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us educators, and I'm gonna say this, are probably the most narcissistic people on earth. You can't tell an educator nothing.
So we got a question for you.
All right.
If a kid is an introvert, do you force him to become more sociable?
Well, and I've seen this in Walk class, and I used to do it in my class. Walk does this thing. We just talked about a person we want, a student. I've seen uncomfortable activity. You know what I'm saying? When you're putting a kid in an uncomfortable situation, but the end result is getting something that you really want to get out of this kid. I used to have a lot of introverted kids because I taught the magnet, and a lot of those kids, the first thing they want to do is do all the projects by themselves. They never want to do anything group-wise, and you force them to do group work. You force them to do presentations. You set the protocol on how a presentation is supposed to sound, and you make them uncomfortable sometimes because, to be honest with you, if we're talking about a growth mindset, the only time you're truly learning is when you're uncomfortable. Tell me the last time you learned at a kickback. You don't learn at a kickback. But that teacher that stayed right there, that when you gave an answer, and like me and you would do, and I've seen you do in your class, hey, why? Justify your answer. Or either go to something right else and give me a question and make that kid begin to think. All we're doing, and what me and Walk sell, and I've seen him do it so well, what he sells is that it's the possibility of giving you that belief in yourself. You make kids believe. So, and that's done by trust. So your kid is a little introverted. If they got with an instructor that they trust, they would begin to become more sociable because they trust that instructor is not going to put them out there on Front Street. They trust Walk that what he's telling them is for the good of the order.
Can I ask you something?
Talk to me, dog. I just got passionate.
No. That's what we wanted. See, I was waiting on us to get here. The young lady Tamia, who I met with last night, and like I said, the girl is so solid. She was one of our valedictorians. And her mom said, the reason we're here talking to you about this project, which I can't disclose or anything, but she said, because it's inspired by you. And Tamia was somebody who came to my class, and she was just such a quiet person, brilliant. But I told her, though, the genius was already there. I just awakened it. So I'm not Mr. Creator Genius. I'm Mr. Awaken the Genius.
Yep.
So the genius is lying dormant. And what you just said about trust, I think we go through that here. I know she's gonna have to leave one day. I'm already talking to you about that, right? My goal is not to keep you here. What do you need, Miss Bowen?
Yeah.
See, it goes for grown folks too. And look at what you're inspiring right now, bro, with your message right now. We got someone, Dr. Vanderbilt says that paying money for strategy and programs without investing in people is equivalent to putting lipstick on a pig.
Oh, wow.
And then Mr. Stewart, Dr. Stewart says employee wellness is vital. And then my brother, Demetrius Walker says, water is good, not if you pour it in a gas tank. You will definitely hear that again. So the goal is to grow you away. So that's what I was just saying about Miss Bowen Thee. Bro, don't you know I wish I could have her OB forever? Don't you know I wish we could have you at every school in Atlanta public school? But bro, it's only one Shannon Williams. And my thing is what I try to do when you start talking about creating trust, I tell the students in my classroom who are scholars, I always say, y'all, this is the most liberated space in America. I want you to feel so bold that one day you come in and say, I'm going to challenge Walt. But I warn you, you know, this is my favorite line. If you have not read at least 500 books, you're not debating. I'm debating and you're talking.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference right there. So now, I'm not saying you got to get up to 500 before you come in and start challenging me. But let's make sure, though, you're not coming in and all you did was caught something on Instagram and you screenshot it. And then you're going to come in and talk as if you sat down with Baba Dick Gregory.
With that pseudo
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, and that's the thing where I had a girl one year, Dr. Williams, who actually came in and she said, Walt, because I called that room in the middle of the room, I called that the box.
That's the box.
She said, Walt, I'm ready to step in the box. I got a little nerve with that, man, boy. I said, damn.
Same box I just witnessed about a week or two ago?
Yes, the same box you witnessed about. And we had Tupac. I said, put it up on the screen. We had Tupac, the Machiavelli CD. Had Tupac up on the cross. Is that the Machiavelli CD? Had Tupac on the cross. And she started hitting me with some stuff. I said, now, when we do these DBQs, now, I'm telling you guys, I want you to analyze this thing. You got to look at it close, because a lot of times there's stuff in there that you don't see. And she hit me with 2 gut punches right out. I said, boy, it's called the rope-a-dope. I'm just moving around the box right now. I said, I need everybody in class to stand up, move close to the screen. I said, what do y'all see? They said, look like it's the name of some places or something on there. I said, could you see that from your desk? They said, no. See, that's what education is. We say there's a difference in schooling versus education. And this is what you do. This is why I said our work just began in 2011. We're going to reconnect. But education is when you get those kids to come up there, now all of a sudden, they don't even realize they're doing a document-based question.
They don't.
That's it right there.
All they know is they talking about Machiavelli. And then I say, but you said this earlier. Who is Machiavelli?
Right.
Why did he name this album Machiavelli? Right. And then I gave a kid, Mr. Williams, this will blow your mind. I gave a kid an opportunity to win $400. I said, since you say you know so much about Tupac, he faked his death, I want you to go home and read this book tonight called The Prince. When you read this book right here, bro, I told him, I said, see, there's money in education, but there's not money in schooling. He went home, I put four $100 bill in the back of the book. When he came back the next morning, I said, you're not smiling. He said, what you talking about? I said, you're not smiling.
You ain't read the book.
You already know. You didn't read the book. He said, how you know? I said, bro, anybody who read that book right there.
Yep.
Would have been happy as hell.
This is what I did. You know me, I'm always keeping books on me. I opened that book up. I said, bro. He said, bro, hold on. Bro, I said, you had $400. This means you didn't even open the book.
But it brings truth to that cliche. If you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book.
Just put it in the book.
And see, but I kind of like that quote, but I don't like it. You want to hide something from a ninja. See, because black men, we read.
We read.
You know what I'm saying? And ninjas come from all nationalities, all races, all whatever. Yeah, and I think we kind of put that on us because I got students in my room the other day. Y'all, this blew my mind. This is going to make you almost feel like you want to get back in the class. Do you know I had a class where 80% of my students did not know who Malcolm X was?
I can believe that.
Yeah, I have been failing in certain areas because I just assumed for years, bro. You probably have done this somewhere down the road. I said there's certain people I will not let you do research on.
Right.
You can't do Malcolm X.
You can't do Martin Luther King.
Right. Hey, see, Martin Luther King, though, everybody know him.
That's what I'm saying.
No. So I thought Malcolm X was like the same.
No, he's not. Malik Shabazz is not the same.
Yes. So I'm sitting there thinking, man, because then I said, so y'all don't even know about the Malcolm X Grassroots Festival over in the West End.
Of course not.
No. So now I get it. So I used to always say, why don't young people who live in Atlanta come to the Malcolm X Grassroots Festival? If they don't know who Malcolm X is, then how can they come out and celebrate? And if they
but even if they know, but that's like people celebrating Juneteenth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We didn't need that.
People don't know what Juneteenth really is.
We already knew, like, for people who live like in Mississippi going westward, and we know we talking about Texarkana or whatnot. So even though y'all were a little bit shy of that, but still in the general vicinity.
So let me put you on the hot box.
Go ahead.
Because the journalist in me,
Uh-oh.
you know what I'm saying? Why is education failing black boys right now?
Man, I got 7 secrets. I've been waiting on this question right here. And with this right here, and I think it's gonna start though, Mr. Williams. Why it's failing? Because specifically what you said, black boys, they are invisible. And I tell people we gotta start talking about their habits first and foremost. When I think about you, brother, one thing I know about you, every time I've ever been in a training with you, or you have come to actually do a training where I'm sitting there as a participant, bro, you have the same habits. You are, man, you so goddamn confident when you walk in the room.
Gotta be.
And you are so serious when you walk in the room, but you're not intimidating. You're not antagonizing. So I look at your habits first and foremost. There's 7 secrets of how we're going to save these black boys. All right, then we got to start talking about these excuses. When we already know if you went through any of the Divine 9 when they were doing that thing, showing up right. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent. We got to eliminate those excuses that they're making right there.
And eliminate the ones that their parents are making fun as well.
And
Go, keep going. I didn't mean to stop you, but keep going.
Now it's spilled over to the school system because we had a trainer yesterday. I won't go into the training, but it's kind of like, hey man, kid can't even get a 0, even if they don't do anything, because that's behavior. That's not academic. And this is just something that I'm not knocking anybody. I think it was a great training, but when I walked out of there, I was defeated because we're talking about black boys who already are getting slaps on the wrist, but when they walk out of our campus and they're 17 years old, that same slap you giving him for those excuses that they get away, we're talking about the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment in my class today. And I was telling kids, I said, hey man, what do y'all think about this? They start asking like, so what exactly is battery and all that? So I asked the police officer at my school, can you step in? I said, see, a lot of times y'all, I'm giving you so much stuff in here, you don't even realize it because you think I'm gonna just stand up here talking. Bro, I'm using every resource I got. Shouts out to Miley Davis because I'm calling you, baby. If you watching this podcast, I need you to come out to the room, man. I need Chris Leopold to come out to the room because they've heard it from the executive branch. They've heard it from a law enforcement officer. We need you guys to come out here, man, and we need those lawyers to come because lawyers and police, they're training in 2 totally different things. They see that law totally different. So we got to start, y'all, what I just did, they got to connect the dots. That's habit number 3. So we got habits, excuses, then we got connecting the dots, right? Then what have I been talking about more than anything? Asking questions. You hear me say that all the time. I don't care about your answers. I'm only concerned about your questions. So when the girl said, so what is battery? It's battery, because I always, in the street, you always hear folks say assault and battery. Right. I said, baby, let me just tell you this right here. If Miss Boyd think it's my girl, right? And she called the police. And she just said, he put his hand on me. You know how they like to say that? Bro, you got your battery charged.
Got you one.
Yes, sir. If I just say to you, Mr. Williams, see, in the school, I might say something like this. Bro, you doing the most, bro. Bro, I tell you what, man, I put my hands on you. You can say that to Mr. Williams in that school. See, they let you get away with that, Nathan. Yeah. Walk outside on that sidewalk and Mr. Williams pick his phone up.
Yeah.
See, now, bro, you got your simple assault charge. Then you start getting a little close and Mr. Williams say, calm down. You put your hand on, now you got simple assault, you got a battery charge.
Yeah.
Or better yet, can you just go to some of them school districts that got county on the end of it.
Now.
I ain't calling nobody in
sir,
particular.
I already know what you're
but
talking
just
about.
go to some of them that they got
sir.
county on the end of it. And a lot of times, and I get what you're saying, man, because me and Ms. Boyd think we had these conversations because she is our frontline defense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And when I give props to her, she got to deal with
everything.
The world.
Today was awesome.
Oh yeah. Whenever the world comes to that front, and the way that she's able to compose herself and deal with that.
Most days.
All days, girl. You be doing it well. But, I look at it and I go back to what we was talking about as a gift. And I do a little seminar on understanding your gift. And understanding your gift.
Do you understand
I wanted to get into
brother,
that.
Brother.
Did you see me shift that thing back?
I wanted to, but I've been trying. I've been slowly. We're going to have to go over tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to have to go over tonight.
And so that's when understanding your gift, that's when we was about to break into that conversation of understanding the difference between your work and your job.
Come on,
and understanding like my job.
Can I do one real quick?
Do
hey
it.
man, if you watching this right here and you're an educator, if you have children in school, if you care about an educator, because y'all, we need support more than we've ever need support at any given time in education. You have a man right here, man, who's dropping some jewels right now. You will not get these jewels in no seminar. You will not get these jewels at a PD.
We finna start a seminar, boss.
Well, we about to do seminars that, I'm just saying, like right now, what you're getting right now, we need you, yes sir, hey, we want the bag too, y'all.
Yeah.
Educators, we deserve to get that bag too, but I'm telling you right now, I need y'all to hit that share button right now. If you know an educator, even if they cannot join us right now, hit that share button, tag
them
somebody,
in it so
share,
they can go back
hit
and
the
watch the
tag button
replay.
again, tell them to watch the replay. Shannon Williams is dropping some nuggets right now, man, so we're going to shift it right back to him. I just need y'all to share this with somebody right now. Share it on YouTube, share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook, y'all. We need you. For the sake of the children, we got to build up these grown folks in order for them to be able to help to build up these young folks, you know, the kids of the children, y'all. So continue with your thoughts.
So taking it back, man, for those that just popping in, we're discussing, you know, understanding your inherent gifts.
Yes.
And the word inherent comes in because that means that you're born with that gift.
Yes.
You ain't got to go nowhere to find it. You have it. Like you say, it's laying dormant. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But in understanding your gift, you got to understand the difference between your work and your job.
Okay.
My job is that of an assistant principal. That's what I get paid to do.
Yes.
That's not my work. My work is building people. My work is helping build the capacity of people to mend and mend the gaps that people are missing. That's why I always ask the question, where are you trying to go? See, I can't ever get fired from my work because those are the gifts that God has given me to put into other people. So I can get fired from my job, but I can't get fired from my work. And what happens, and what's like to put it over to a grown folk type of discussion, that's why a lot of the brothers are not being successful with a lot of the black women.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to take this there if you don't mind.
Oh, no, we've had this conversation.
I'm going to take this there. See, a lot of the times the brothers don't understand what's their work. And that woman is there for you. And what's one of the things we say is to help me. So a woman is looking to help you with your work.
Not your job.
But if you don't know your work,
That's right.
the woman gonna get frustrated because they go like, this joker here don't even know what he's supposed to be doing, and she's gonna start to do what you think she's doing is nagging. She's not nagging you, brother. She's trying to inspire and call out to you that you need to find some work. And see, that's what's wrong with a lot of young brothers. That's why when they be jumping into these relationships a lot of times, they don't even understand why it ain't working. It ain't working because as a man, you gotta have work, dog.
Can I say this right here?
Say it to me.
On behalf of all of the strong sisters out there who've been fighting to help us, and you know, and it's not nagging, but I think, y'all, a lot of us are coming from background where all we've known was watching our Big Daddy, watching Paw go. All we know was Big Daddy paid bills. See, so now I'm recently just finding my gift, bro, my work. If that makes sense. People like, bro, you should have been a millionaire years ago. All I knew, bro, was how to work a job. That stuff will cause you to lose your family, man.
It will.
Because then you start seeking clarity. In the Miss Born Thinking, I talk about this all the time, right? We start talking, me and 271 talk about this all the time. We get out there, we think about the music, man. Even when it's not degrading to our sisters who are lifting us up, we have music that talk about, hey, grind all the time. You know, hey, give them. See, we talking about that job. But when we find that gift, man, when I say Mr. Awaken the Genius, you just said it, Shannon, your work is already in your belly.
Yeah.
God put your work in your belly, bro, at birth. So, but until somebody help you to find your work. So you said my students start to trust me. My job now, I understand, is not working at South Atlanta. My job, which I'm very clear about, and you just articulated, I really am Mr. Awaken the Genius. My work.
That's your work.
That's
This is
your
my work, baby.
So watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Using your gift in the process of helping people creates your purpose.
Come on now.
When you use your gift in the way to help people, it creates your purpose. See, a lot of us don't have purpose. That's why we got, and I'm just going to keep it in the educational realm, but you can look anywhere. That's why we have so many unhappy people. Think about how many unhappy teachers that we see every day because they not in their what? Work. They doing it as a job to get a check, and they will forever be unhappy because they not in their work.
You can come and have breakfast for them in the morning.
It don't matter, dog. It don't
They
matter.
mad before the breakfast.
They mad when they get there, and it's the same thing. Like I tell people,
Shouts out to all the teachers who think I'm throwing y'all in the bus. Some of y'all know y'all mad everything.
Bro, you know what we trying to tell the teachers right now? If you ain't in your work, it ain't too late.
That's right.
Get out of that job, because I told my son, my 12-year-old said the other day at the barbershop, he said, Dad, getting a job. Now, we, you know, at the barbershop, everything, you know, this is Joshua. I love him. Shouts out to my boys, Caleb and Joshua. They have a podcast too called Caleb and Joshua Slay the Giants.
That's my nephew, Caleb. My sister who asked you that
when
question.
you said Caleb, I was like, great man thinking like that. But my son, 12 years old now, he broke it down to me because this let me know that he be listening. He said, Dad, when you get a job, a lot of times that's the worst thing that can happen to you because it kills your creativity and it promotes you not to work hard because you get satisfied with getting a check. My 12-year-old said that, bro.
If the check is right.
If the check, but see, then we
Half
start
the
working for
time
that.
the check ain't even
we
right.
start working for that check.
Yes, sir.
I should have been. Now that I understand my work, and I'm like you, Walt. I should have been literally in 2013. My students at Mays, the B.E. Mays High School, I made them one day. We was in econ, and I made them bring. I had some fake checks.
I love the hamburger thing too, man.
Yeah, you know that.
I love the hamburger thing.
But watch this.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I made my students write them a blank check
Yes.
for $1 million. And a lot of them argue with me, man, I ain't finna be writing no check for $1 million because they couldn't see it.
Can't see it.
But see, here it is, me
That's
trying
dope.
to give to them, and I should have been taking some of my own advice, but I had to find my what? Work. I had to find my work. For years as a teacher, we was just working a job.
Yeah.
But now, bro, whenever genre I'm in, that's why me and Miss Bourne Thickens, a lot of the adults have conversations, because my first conversation to them is, where you trying to go?
So let me ask you, where you trying to go with Fat Daddy's barbecue?
Oh, bro.
Because Fat Daddy's is good.
Hey, I
And you
gotta
know what?
know,
That's
man.
just a gift. And see, that's the gift and the curse, because like my dad said, you are good at a lot of things. The Fat Daddy's barbecue is me trying to bring in more streams into my household. I'm trying to create businesses for my sons.
Yes.
I'm trying to create opportunities for my nephew, Tiger Newman, that's out and coming, that came down to Georgia, and he's here with me, and I treat him. That's my sister's boy. And her dad, you know, they're family, strong, united, but it's our family.
Yeah.
My vision, me and my wife's vision, is to create a compound where we have about
Make sure these folks out here understand when he's at a compound now.
Yeah.
We don't want y'all to think about what the man name
David Crest.
David
Yeah,
Craig,
we don't want
this is not a cult.
No,
Yeah, well, I
I'm
get
talking
what
about for
you're
my
saying.
family.
No, I
I
got
want
you.
about 25 acres. I want me and my wife's house to be the big house sitting in the middle. I want my son about a mile from me. My
gotta
other
have that
son,
mile.
Yeah.
my daughter, you know what I'm saying, is at Kennesaw State right now.
I'm getting ready to ask you
Yeah,
about this.
yeah. I
Yeah.
want her about a mile from me. I want my family there, and I want to be able to transfer that when daddy do pass, it is a real joyous occasion. When I get up out of here, I want my sons and my daughter and my wife, if she's still here, and Lord bless, you know, that I want them to be like, I'm so upset to a certain degree that your daddy gone, but he took care of us. He took care of us. Baby, we
Even
ain't got to work
beyond
no
the
more.
grave.
We's rich.
Hey, my father-in-law, man,
It's
left
David
about,
Chappelle on in
like
here.
9 life insurance policies. I never even knew like black folks thought like
Yeah.
that. So I know like when my mother-in-law got sick towards the end, you know, before she transitioned or whatnot, man, he made sure, he was very clear. He wanted her to have 24 hours around the clock, nurses or whatnot. He didn't ever want her feet to touch a nursing home or anything like that. And all of that was carried out just the way he had planned it out, you know. So I just want to say shouts out to black men who are thinking like you. And I think this live
1%, brother. 1%. I just did some data today.
Yes.
1% of black wealth is transferred through inheritance. 1%.
Wow.
1%. And just think about it now. We are 46 million people in this country. 21 million black males.
Yes.
It's 21 million black males. We have an obligation, if we're talking about how are we going to solve this problem, it always comes back to economics. If you really think about this, bro, one of the reasons why we've struggled so much in this country is because the westernized white thinking of how you provide is what makes manhood. White men have always been looked at as the what? Providers.
Provider.
And when you set up a government and you set up a system, because it's systematic now,
very
when
much
you
so.
set up a system that prevents a lot of us from being able to provide for our families, that creates the crack in the family structure. So that's why in the 80s, the crack epidemic hit so hard, because it finally gave black men an avenue to be able to do what? Provide.
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 Wow.
So that's why it's hard to tell a brother, we trying to convince a brother to not go to the dope game and stay in school, when we got to find other alternate ways for them to do what? Provide.
So 271, I don't know, I'm deviating just a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. We got the
White
food up.
families up there, family gal. I don't see no black family.
Oh, they're right there.
Hold
Right
on.
There they go. We
But
got
you
one
don't,
black.
you don't see.
Okay. This Shannon stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this,
Oh, I
this
just
but
like
I
a
need
bunch
you to
of-
see him. The bowl is gone, bro.
Hold on. What happened to my stuff?
Well, I put it up in there for both of y'all.
Hey y'all, look, I don't know. I know I can't take a break in the middle
Oh,
of the show right
Jesus.
here. But 271 don't do a whole lot of movement throughout the show.
He
This
don't.
show got the
You got it.
homemade
And this is the
Popeye.
first time
Knowing
I've
I can't
seen
really
him
do
eat.
anything.
Dude, why you should just heated the whole thing up.
No, you did right, 271. You heat the whole thing up while I'm over here doing the show. Hell, he'll be back there eating
Hey,
the whole thing.
271.
Yeah, you done ate Popeyes
Go
during the show
to,
before.
Right.
About you, so you know what I'm saying, so the people. But this is Fat Daddy's, man. Shout out to my I can't About Us. Go to
Sold
About
by the
Us.
pound.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling up
Man,
the
shout
screen.
out
this
to my
him.
frat brother, man, Landis Lindsay in the Shy, who did this for me, man. I'm talking about On Love.
Okay,
that's
come
your boy.
on.
Look, you don't see me.
I see
You
you.
don't see me. You
But
know
that
what I'm saying?
passion in your eyes right there.
Hey, man, I love cooking. I
can
love
tell.
cooking. I got this for my moms, for my grandmoms. You know, my dad, he would burn up food, but he, you know.
But
But
you
you
got
still
this.
love
Yeah.
it.
Hey, take it down. Take it down. Something I want to show, man, because it has something really, you know, about this picture. When you go down, scroll down for me, brother. When you ever get an opportunity, I know you eat. You know what I'm saying? And I think keep on going. Keep on going. That's my story. Keep on going. Right there. You see that?
Come on, family.
That's what, scroll a little bit further down. Boom. You see that? You see that thing right there? Look, but that's what it's all about to me, Walt. That's what it's all about to me. When you scroll up, man,
Excuse me.
and you see them two little knot heads right there, and you see my wife, you know what I'm talking about. She is a beautiful cheerleader. She graduated from FAMU. You know
Did
what
y'all
I'm
go
saying?
down? Did she go down to homecoming?
This year, she didn't man to kill it because her and Will Packer were actually in school together, and she talks about one of the first movies when we first met. She was so proud of her school.
Yeah.
She said it was a movie called Chocolate City that Will Packer
Yeah,
and Rainforest Productions did.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I really met her. We watched that movie, and she was like, "He gonna be big. He gonna be big." This was before Brother had even hit. And she
Wow.
was so proud, and not just her, but all the crew that
Yeah.
knew those guys back in the day. But man, that's what it's all about to me right there.
So
the
Shannon,
family.
let me say this right here. When I look at that picture, let me tell you what I think. So why don't we have more culinary arts programs? And I know we got to do. I know Fulton County got something.
Oh,
like that
my
going right
God,
now.
bro.
Why don't? So like I was at our school. We had what's the name of the auto mechanics thing? Their colors are gray and red. Oh God.
AutoZone?
No, it's like not that where you go and buy parts. It's like a full service. They just like change tires or whatnot, and it'll come to me in a second. But we had that whole setup. We had the lifts and everything in our school. Man, there were
Sure
kids
did.
who were
Sure did.
coming in.
I
Man,
remember that.
they were excited about working on cars. We don't have that program anymore. The lady who ran that class, shouts out to Miss Teddy, she's working back for Marta or whatnot. Man, them folks cut her a check. I ain't gonna put her business out there in the street. What they cut her for a bonus was more than what most people in my building probably made.
It's strategic though, bro.
Yeah, and so but think about her skill set
Yeah,
though.
it's
So
strategic.
all those boys, going back to what you asked me about black boys, what are we gonna do with black boys? What if I'm a black boy who likes to cook? I don't know if you saw my post the other day. One of my black boys, his grandmother died. When he came and talked to me on Wednesday.
He brought you that
Thursday
food,
he walks in and says she didn't make it. Friday morning he texts me, bro, because he loves to cook.
So
And he made breakfast for me on Friday
He
morning.
did.
brother,
I saw that.
so let me kick this science to you that I know you already know. I'm just saying this because we in this thing like this. There are more millionaires made from the vocational aspect
Yes, sir.
than it is education.
Yeah.
But we get tricked, and we have been tricked. We've been bamboozled.
Yes.
We've been bamboozled into thinking that the only way my kid can be successful
Is with an education.
is within the APs, the dual enrollments, and all. And it's literally crazy because we have one of the most state-of-the-art college and career centers, the Atlanta College Career Academy.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, dude. They got automotives over there.
Aviation.
They got aviation. They got
Culinary.
cybersecurity. They got culinary arts. They got everything. And a lot of times we are struggling to get students over there.
Can I ask, are we struggling to get students over there, or have we created a system like you
We've
said
created a
earlier?
system.
That system says if you're over there, it's almost like you're in remedial courses.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a mindset of if you're over there, then that means you couldn't handle the rigor over
Right.
here. But in actuality, if you're over there, because I remember the man going up there.
Right.
In that attic. And when he went up there, that check that we had to write him for going up there, I'm like, maybe I'm in the wrong profession because he made up
I
there
say
in
that
that
a lot.
attic what I made in a month.
But how many of us as family people push those type of careers on our kids.
That we've gotten too good for.
We've gotten too good.
Yeah, because
We've gotten
like you
too
know how
good.
now in class we say something like, man, the Mexican doing something, but those were the jobs that your granddaddy them used to do.
Exactly.
But now
Yeah.
you guys got a little collegial,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden, no, we don't cut grass, I don't do roof, I don't do this and that. So all we know is that our grandparents and their grandparents, they
work
did
with
their
their
work.
hands.
And even when they went to college, man, Booker T. Washington, shouts out to Booker T. Washington. You know, and ain't no knock to the talented 10, but I'm just saying that W.E.B. Du Bois, our good alpha friend. But Booker T. Washington, man, when he started talking
He
about...
saw beyond.
Yeah, he saw beyond,
saw
man.
beyond.
And I love the fact that at Alabama State University, I was sitting in class one time, and I had no idea how great he was until I said one of the most ignorant comments I've ever made, and I will share that right here on the podcast. I said, man, Booker T. Washington was a sellout for that limited little snap. You know, when you don't know, that's what I'm saying with my
But
students.
that's what was being taught.
That's
to
what
us.
they taught us. Exactly
Yeah.
right. And when I
Being
said
taught.
it, don't say, you know the HBCU, them brothers who really already out there learning, and they were getting educated on their own because education happens outside
They were
the
getting ready
room.
to tear your head off.
Oh no, the brother just told me, brother, don't you ever make that
Yeah,
statement
man.
again publicly, man.
But I
until
understand
read
why
Up
you
from
did
Slavery.
it.
But guess what he did for me? He said, until you read Up from Slavery.
Right.
Levi Watkins Learning Center on Alabama State campus. As soon as that class ended, bro, I walked straight out. I was focused. I went over there learning center. I said, I gotta have Up from Slavery. By the time we come back to the next class, I had already read the book. I came back. I said, bro, my most humble apology. I said, I understand. I said, the white glove, this brother right here, checking, make sure ain't no dust on the wall. See, when you understand Booker T. Washington with all of his brilliance, that brother still was not too big to clean
Right.
houses. The
Yeah.
brother still was not too big to leave Virginia, come down to Tuskegee and build something that still is almost unrivaled today.
History right here, brother. History
Yes.
right here. Talk about who was the first black millionaire in Atlanta. He was a barber.
The one who came, my man. No, don't say that. His mansion is on Morris Brown campus right
Yep.
now. They had Herndon Home, Alonzo Herndon.
Alonzo Herndon.
And he turned that money from being a barber into the
Insurance
insurance
company,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But he started
And
out
I'm
with a
like-
vocational. So I'm always, and I don't just talk that to other people and then I tell my kids, right now, me and my wife are looking at, and if you haven't thought about this, you might need to think about this. My son, Caleb, we're going to put him in a vocational deal where he's going to learn how to be a linesman for the power company. You know what I'm saying? Dude, 3 years in that program, he's going to be making $80,000 to $120,000. So I just want to set him up that he might come to me and say, Dad, you know what? I don't want to go to college. And I'm going to be cool with that as long as we have a plan for him to go into, because I'm like, I sure wish my wife didn't have no student debt.
See, and they were
Right.
over when last year
Me either.
we took some students. I guess before COVID, we took some students over to we took them over because I know T.I. and some other people were over there at Morehouse at the new Ray Charles Center. I don't forgot what we took the students over there for, but we went over to some of the other buildings and they had that program. They were down there showing kids stuff that they were doing with power and whatnot. And
Yeah.
kids was like, we never even heard of these jobs.
Exactly.
And so I love that you guys are ahead of the curve. And I know time is short. Miss Bourne, think what we looking like. We need to go ahead and try to wrap this up.
We got
right?
about 5 minutes.
About
Man,
5
I
minutes.
ain't
So I
got
want to
time.
do this in our last 5 minutes. She asked me the other day, how are we going to start back closing our show out like we used to? I said, well, I know my guy.
Yeah.
What we got?
But wait, hold on. Stop.
Go ahead.
I gotta stop you because
Go
you
ahead.
brought the boots down.
Oh, yeah.
You never pull the boots
The
out.
man Stewart done kill me if I don't pull the boots out. I meant to wear them to Magic City Classic, baby, but I didn't get a chance to wear them.
Ski.
Oh, 201. I need 201. I need to get the 201. I know that Popeye's good over there, bro.
Oh, that's gone. He been ate that.
271, you got me? Give me a little zoom action for the folks,
Look
man.
at there.
Yeah, you're not gonna find these at your local Walmart, guys. These right here, these are special, these are custom. Y'all see, look at the harness over there, 271. You see that harness on there? Let me bring it all the way around, man, for the folks in the back.
What
gotta bring
size
that
you
thing,
in, man?
Boy, whenever they ask you that in my neighborhood, somebody get ready to put something on you, dog. You already know that. You think I'm telling the Negro what size boots I wear? Size 8, man.
She said, "How do?"
Hold
Hold on, we got a question.
She said, how do kids apply
For Best Academy. I'll let you know.
We got two folks in the room that can get you that information.
I can tell you the whole routine.
Yeah. And
I'll let you know because you got to go through the Office of Student Assignments. I'll give you the information. I'll inbox it to you.
And shouts out to my little brother Solomon Walker, man, Jersey man, the brother who gave away a
Ivy.
70-inch TV on here last show. He gave
Yes.
away a 70-inch TV set for
missed
people
that
who
one.
have bought 5 jerseys or whatnot. That's my sister who's asking about that. And let me just say this, Black. We can have this brother right here, man. Just like he said he got his son Caleb, same namesake as your son. doing stuff. My nephew, man, knew he wanted to be a doctor when he was 3 years old.
That's what's up.
The brother got a birthday cake, man. I think when he was 4 years old, he said he wanted a birthday cake in the shape of a cross. He's like, in the shape of it, bro, you a cross? He's like, yeah, man, because Jesus, man, he gave his life, man. At 4 years old. So that's why I tell the students, like, I said, that's your competition. That's what I'm telling my students at, my school. I tell them, bro, you got folks out there, man, who compete. My daughter, Dr. Vanderbilt, who gave my daughter $55, I think, going into her 8th grade year, he gave her $1 for every book she read during the summer.
I love it.
My kid said, hold on, 55 books in one summer? I said, yeah, bro, that's your competition. Some of y'all ain't read 55 books in your whole life.
That's true.
Y'all get my point? And I wasn't saying that to brag. I was just saying that's who you're competing against when you get out here in this real world.
Yeah.
Parents, especially those black boys, one of the first books not one of the first books, but I wanted my sons to understand who Kobe Bryant really was, especially after his passing. If you have not, go out and get Mamba Mentality for your kids. It's an easy read for your kids, and get the book We Were Kings, Cassius Clay. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Talking about his transition into Muhammad Ali. But we got a couple more minutes, dog. Do it to me.
Yep, because I got one question for you, but I can ask it out here.
But I love how he used sports, because a lot of times people would not even look at those books because we are so into this whole space of academia.
It's got to look a certain way.
Yeah, got to look a certain way.
For a child, definitely.
So, but for a kid who says, so I got the Kobe Bryant book, man, hey, are we concerned about him reading, or are we concerned about him reading what we want him or her to read? See, we need to just get them interested. And when I did the reading endorsement, it made me think about a lot of stuff, even the way we assess. And I asked the lady, I said, so we had to do one assignment. I know it was one of those.
Boy, you ain't got $40 million slaves right there.
Yes, sir. See, but hey, I told
this is just the introduction to the book collection.
Oh yeah.
But literally,
he got it right. So I'm gonna ask him a question. I'm gonna let him make a comment based on the books that I got. So you already see he's already here. Right.
But can I read, or you got your books in a certain order?
No, do what you do.
Because I like to
put my stuff up there on the top.
Yes, please.
Mastermind.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
I love how you always looking out for your co-host. Hey, y'all, if your co-host is not cheering for you like his wife is cheering for him, and I'm cheering for you when you got something going on.
Baby, I need them points. I need them points.
I don't even know the cheerleader, but I know she's the captain.
Yes, sir.
I know she's the captain of the Shannon Williams,
yes, sir.
The coach squad.
Don't even try to pretend like you can't make it, because I know my work and she helps me with my work.
That's a wonderful thing.
And sometimes she got to tell you time you leave that job and come home and do your work.
All the time, bro.
Because I know Fat Dad ain't going to make it if you always at the job. So Shannon, man, we don't have a whole lot of time left, man. First of all, let me just say thank you, man, for coming on.
Man, thank you for having me.
I got a small token from me, 271 Miss Born Thick, man. It ain't much, man, but just a little something to say thank you for coming on.
It didn't have to be this. Just y'all having me, man. Can I pull it out now?
Yes, sir. Pull that thing out, dog.
Boy, look here. I already know this one of these old, you like one of these old ties right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bam, right there. You know what I'm saying? I like that, dog.
Yes, sir.
You already know my style, son.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm telling y'all, we got to do a part 2 of this, man. You got to make sure we do a part 2 of this.
Yeah.
And we want to, I want next time, I just want to open up like my sisters asking questions. I want to make sure people understand, like this podcast, this is not us putting on for a show.
Oh, no.
No.
We understand that we have a mission and a vision. We understand where we're trying to go, but we want to take our community with us. And we want to make sure we bringing you guys people like this on the show who not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk, but they're in their area, they're in their gift, and they're making sure that they tap into your young people's gift. So what I want to do, y'all, if you guys are watching the replay or if you watching this live, I'm going to do rapid fire.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You're a football player. You know that rapid fire.
I'm ready.
So we're going to do a little rapid fire. I'm going to call this, man, we call this Oklahoma. We got to lay on your back and jump up.
Yes,
yeah, man, that Oklahoma was a rough drill. So I think the way he's doing now, he's looking at the book. I got
You got to hide him, got to hide him.
You got to look that way.
Let me lay back. Got to hide him, got to hide him.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so I'm going to do the first one. You know the first one. So, Shannon, I just want you to make a comment based on the title. And if you know something about the book, then you can make your comment shaped around that. So the first one is a book that I co-authored, man, with a number of great individual men. But it's called Masterminds of Mentoring and Human Motivation. So when you think about masterminds of mentoring, Shannon Williams and what you do, just give us a comment, man, or just like the first thing that comes to your mind.
Miles Monroe. Miles Monroe, one of the guys that I looked at as a mentor. And the thing that I'm going to say real quick, mentoring just doesn't have to happen with an adult and a teenager. Consider more adults getting mentors.
Goes back to that quote you mentioned earlier.
Consider more adults getting mentors.
So all of us
we need mentors.
Yeah.
You need a mentor.
I've always called him my mentor.
No. Watch this. I'm going to take it a little further. A person asked me the other day, well, Shannon, you're in education. You're going to get a mentor that's education. I'm already in education. I don't want a mentor. I want a mentor that's where I'm really trying to
to
go.
be.
I want
Yeah.
so when I wrote that $1 million check, I want a mentor who knows what it feels like to write $1 million
Thank you,
check,
sir.
so he can help to pull me. So you start talking about a growth mindset earlier.
Got to.
I don't need a mentor who's making the same as me.
No.
That's my point, Frank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I need you. So we just friends.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can just talk and keep each other.
Just right.
But I need somebody that's there
Yes.
that's going to help me to jump over some of those hurdles
Yes.
and continue to keep me humble.
But I tell you what, you rocking, bro. You on your way. Shannon, this one, when I pull this one out, this one of my ones.
Let's do it.
And this one, you probably
Look
just
at
heard
him.
of everything about this, and I want you to just, when you get a chance, when we go off air, I know you got to leave, but I want you to just throw them through here, man. This one is called The Wisdom of Southern Football.
Man, you just talk about, so you got to understand this. My dad grew up in Liberty City, Miami. He went to Miami Northwestern, the Bulls. The Bulls. My dad was a Bull. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about Southern football and you start looking at some of the heritage of football in Alabama, in Mississippi and Miami and places like that, and how it shapes an entire community. You know what I'm saying? How even the dope boys be like, when you a good player, they be like, "No, boss, you can't come do this
sir.
Yeah,
because you a ball player." See, that's what we used to have.
And they look at you and
Yeah.
we gonna make sure you
What's
get
that?
out of here.
Ain't you supposed
Ain't
to
you
be a
supposed to be a
football
football
practice?
practice?
Hey, what you doing out here?
Exactly.
I had a
These streets ain't
homeboy-
for you, dog.
Shannon,
Right.
Check this out, bro. I had a homeboy. Everybody who know me know, like what you said earlier, number 8, bro. I was out there. I was a head buzzer. But my homeboy, I was out there in them streets too. Every day when I came home from football practice, I went up in the cut. Everybody know in my neighborhood, the hill, up in the cut. He would tell all the brothers, "Hey, look, check this out, man. Doug back in the back room doing his homework. Don't knock on that door."
See?
Y'all feel what I'm saying? Everybody knew this cat who said don't knock on that door. Oh, you want to knock on that door, man. Shouts out to the big homie Todd. He knew that every day. If he didn't, man, the guy was protecting me.
We don't look out for each other.
Yeah.
We were looking out, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, thank you, man. Southern football helped to shape me. I think a lot of stuff I do in the classroom, it comes from.
Because you're a
man,
coach.
Hey, that's it.
You're a coach.
And I coached before, and I tell everybody, I think everybody should coach 1 year. I don't care what sport it is. I think everybody needs to coach.
need to get experience.
Because it will make you a whole lot better in your work.
It will.
Make
It
you
will
better
help
in your
you
work.
understand how to build relationships.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What else you got, dog? Give me one more. Give me one more. I
Man,
know we're
this-
running out of
shouts
time.
out to my man Miley Davis, man. We need you. And he's talking to young black boys and young black girls, but more especially the young brothers in the neighborhood. We need you. He didn't say y'all need to tighten up. He said we need
We need
you.
you. And that's a different conversation for them, man. And that's the one thing that I know God has put me in this place back at B.E.ST, being in there with so many impressionable young boys.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have to alter my conversation now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To get to understand perspective of why these boys think the way that they think. Why do they think that the world might not be bigger than Bankhead? You know what I'm saying? And the world is so much bigger than nothing
Just
wrong with
Atlanta,
Bankhead.
period.
Nothing
You
wrong
know,
with that.
but it's so much bigger, you know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing that I can truthfully say, plug for B.E.ST, that B.E.ST is doing. We have so many different ways to expose boys to different things that they've never seen. Shouts out to the president at Morris Brown. Morris Brown is going to be back, guys.
Mr. James.
I just
Woo,
talked
woo.
with him yesterday. The brother is going to create the only and the first esports degree.
Come on,
Yeah.
dog.
Have
So
you
he's
seen the
created an
facility?
esports degree.
Have you seen the facility?
We was just over there yesterday.
Do you know one of my kids said, man, other day in class, he said, I said, so I'm asking him, we're doing a SWOT analysis in class. You know we're going deep, bro. This is 9th grade. SWOT analysis.
Yes, sir.
He said, man, one of my strengths is, man, is gaming. I said, I know your parents probably think you crazy when you say gaming is a strength, right? He like, yes, sir. I said, let them know there's some schools already giving scholarships, man, for gaming.
In
And
30
you-
days,
Yes.
Morris Brown will have their financial aid situation ready to
Joking.
roll. And you know what I loved about finding out the history of Morris Brown? That Morris Brown was one of the first HBCUs that was actually founded by black people.
Fuck
But
us.
the
That's what
AME
they say, Mo B,
Mo
baby.
B.
The-
Mo
I
B.
found a new
Wolverine,
respect for Mo B.
hello?
Mo B will
Yeah,
be back.
you know this
the
is Mo
brother,
B.
look, the brother that's over there,
He's
dude
gonna-
got so much energy, man.
He does.
He made me want to re-enlist and become a doggone student again. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, dog. Hey, Shannon, we got 2 quick ones left, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I got that energy, dog.
$40 million slave,
Yes,
baby.
sir. Yes, sir.
You played on the next level, man. You already know. So we're not even talking about in the NFL. We're talking about on that next level before they start giving kids the right to have their names and whatnot. You know, get for the likeness of their name. You played in the era where, bro, if you took a damn stick of deodorant from somebody, that could be an NCAA violation.
Wow.
So $40 million slave. Talk to us about
So man, this is a book I read, of course, being an athlete, man. And if you are an athlete, you need to read this book and understand the way the slave game is so comparable to what we do in sports, but also it's a different mindset that we teach. One thing I teach my sons, I let them do DraftKings. You know what I'm saying? And the whole point of me letting them do DraftKings is this: don't get your mind wrapped around being an athlete that makes $12 million a year. That makes $12 million a year. That makes 12. Get your mind wrapped around being the owner that's paying the athlete that makes $12 million a year.
So if I can give LeBron James $50 million,
how much am I making?
Yep.
If I can give Dak Prescott,
yes, sir,
$100 and something million, how much is Jerry Jones really making? So my sons, when they go to DraftKings, they're understanding how to manipulate and allocate funds based on what a person's skills is. And now my 15-year-old and 12-year-old are looking at statistics and saying, you know, Dad, it's much more fun to be an owner. And that's what we don't teach our black boys.
See, now you start to get into quantitative and qualitative
analysis.
See, when you made, I said to somebody,
you know we needed a red cup and a cigar for that, but go ahead.
You already know. So I know we got about 1 minute. Let me say this right here, bro. I told somebody when I came back after volunteering to take a PhD level, volunteering to take a PhD level class on descriptive and inferential statistics last year, right? And I told them about what I learned from being in that class, though. I said, see, it's not that we as classroom educators hate data. Like people always tell us we need to do data dials. Let's have data talks or whatnot. I told them until y'all start using data as a tool and not as a task, I would never buy into data. See, I understand that there are a lot of qualitative stuff that's going on behind the scenes that nobody's talking about, but you come in because somebody's not excited about coming up redelivering and whatnot. You understand what I'm saying? And when I got in this PhD class, man, it wasn't about me, because you heard me say I volunteered to be in the class. See, I was trying to improve myself so I could go back and understand why we do so many data talks and data dives. But now what I'm saying is that I'm going to be more compliant, but I also know I want to dive deeper. And I'm not diving deeper because it's another task that I've been given by my employer at my job. I'm diving deeper because I know that it's a part of my life work.
Dog, you killed it right there. That we got to end it on that.
That was the closing of the show right there.
Man, so look, check this out, y'all. How can people follow you, Dr. Williams, man? We already know the bros. Y'all already know. These are the bros right here, y'all. It's so cold, and December the 4th is around the corner, too, Shannon Williams. You know December the 4th is around the corner. Hey, man, I'll put this on the table for you, too.
I can't with y'all, too.
I got to do this, man. 271, can you get down on that thing right there? Let me put that right there. I think that's a perfect shot right there.
Man, when me and Walt came through, we went through the right way,
yes,
baby.
Sir.
We went
that's
through
why I
the
told
right
you
way.
that. You got apples and you got bros, man. So you are the bros, man. So thank you for coming through, man. How can they follow you, man? If they want to know more about Fat Daddies, if they want to know about how to follow you, to know what you're doing by way of education.
Follow my Instagram is you looked at it today, you know. SCW 1906 at Instagram.com and on Facebook.
We do the same thing sometimes. It's okay.
Facebook, you know, but I'm about to really get international with this thing and really push it. So when I get everything lined up, the first thing I'm gonna do is send it to the show with Ms. Born Thick and with you, man. And look, have me back, bro. When I say I have enjoyed this, man,
this has been great, man.
I have enjoyed this. I'm talking about it. And guys, what y'all need to understand, this was all organic.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing scripted out. I didn't know what they was gonna ask me, and I really had a great time. Thank you.
And all of our viewers are saying thank you.
Yes, and let me say thank you to all of our viewers, man. Let me say we are the dopest viewers out there, and people don't know this yet. This sister is bad.
Man, what you
I talk to my students about her all the time, man. They know more about her than she would ever even know they know about. 271, they know that. This was my student at Thero, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is my student right here, man. And now he's my brother, you know what I'm saying? And we roll together. He is probably one, 271, would you say you probably one of the only few people that ever ride in my car? Yeah, other than my brother, I don't let anybody rob me.
That's
I'm telling you, bro, that's a brotherhood right there. So what I'm saying is, man, everybody that we're building with right now in this team, I know we're about to be millionaires. It's a millionaire mindset. When you talk about this growth mindset right there, I told my students today in class, I said, look, man, y'all two cats with your head down, man, y'all go down to the office, report me. Because what I cannot do no more, I said mediocrity is like a disease. And it's starting to encompass me right now. And I cannot tolerate it. No, we're not asleep. I said, well, bro, get that head up, dog. Because I was in the 90s, man, I would put you right up out this thing so your head touched the death. But now I'm trying to be a little bit more compliant. That's just something I'm working on right now.
Bro, y'all right now, man, y'all are international.
We there.
Keep that.
And
y'all are international.
And don't write me $1 million check to myself tonight.
Do it. Y'all are international. Dog. I put on my thing, y'all better get the taping of this show. And this is my narcissism. Get the taping of this show, because what you're going to do is in a year, look at it and say, damn, look where they was a year ago. And look at them jokers now. I'm saying it. I'm pronouncing it. I'm putting it out there.
We receive it.
Hey, Miss Born Thick, how can they follow you?
Y'all know me. I'm on IG. Miss Born Thick, BORNTHIK. Please don't add the C.
Hey, let me ask you this right here, baby. You know I love this right here. What does the THIK stand for?
THI. Wait a minute. You said THIC.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. My apologies. My apologies. I heard it wrong.
I did not say no C. I said THIK.
THIK stands for thighs, hips, and intoxicating curves. And I love how he just threw that on that screen. Come on, 271.
Man, I wish y'all would smell the woman, y'all. Y'all just smell this good looking woman every doggone Wednesday. I'm looking like a bomb today. It's okay. Sound like I hear my brother coming down here, Shannon Williams. We call him IV. He's the one who gave away the 70-inch TV. He's going to do another giveaway around Christmas holidays for all of the people out there buying the jerseys and whatnot. If you got your 5 jerseys up, he's doing another giveaway. I'm trying to get me 2 tickets in the hat. I want to win something. You want to follow me, man? Follow me at Mr. Awaken the Genius on Instagram, Mr. Awaken the Genius on Twitter. Also follow me on Facebook at Keenan Walker, as well as Mr. Awaken the Genius. And lastly, you guys, you can follow me at Keenan Walker on my LinkedIn. I'm so excited, man, about what the work that we're getting ready to do with Shannon Williams. He doesn't even know the work we're getting ready to do with him. I'm excited about having Fat Daddies on here, man, barbecue as a sponsor. Because I think right now, Ms. Bourne, thinking now, we're looking at Durante Partridge, attorney Durante Partridge. We need to get with you, man, just to get these sponsorship packages done the right way so people understand that it's a give-give relationship. Right. We're not just bringing somebody on here, y'all, because they got a business. We want people who we can get in front of the audience that they got because it's a similar audience to the audience that we have, so that we're making sure that everybody's eating.
But we left something out. No, we left something out. Y'all got to follow us on the Walking with Walt pages. We gave everybody's personal information.
Yeah.
We got to give the show information.
This right here. I'm going to look dead in that camera. Miss Bourne Thick could have whispered that in my ear right there, y'all.
Is that your wife?
Yep.
Hey, darling.
Hey.
Kalila.
Thank you for allowing us to have him tonight, Miss Kalila.
And let me say this right here, Kalila. He's still here. This is not pre-recorded.
Right.
So,
we are live.
To get there, but I already know how this
gonna let
thing
him go
right
soon.
Here. Yes, sir. You see what he was doing like this? I just figured out what he was doing. I thought he was throwing this up to the rug. Now I see what he was doing, Miss Bourne Thick. He was at Kalila. About to hit you back up.
I'm on my way.
20 years in. 20 years in. Gotta send them non-verbals.
That's the non-verbal cheese right here, y'all. So you can say a whole lot without saying anything, but y'all know how we do it, man. Every Wednesday night we move to 6:30, man. Just to make sure DJ 271 can pull up in his new truck. We won't tell you what he's rolling in right now, but he's always kept it a secret from us anyway. So I don't even know if it's a damn truck. I'm be honest with you.
I think it's his. It looked like him.
It looked like him?
It looked like him.
Well, I know it's his because I looked at the color of that thing, man.
That's why I said it looked like him.
It's his. Hey, y'all, we'll see y'all the same time, same place next week, man. Me and Miss Bourne Thick, they call me Mr. Awaken the Genius, Keenan Walker, realest motivating eternal educator, thighs, hips, and intoxicated curve. Then we got Fat Daddy himself.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys, man, next
If you want a good man, learn how to cook.
Don't cook no damn gizzard.
Y'all gotta fly on them things. Good. At the bottom of the bag.
You gotta have some grease.
Well, here's the thing.
Grease with love.
I think my pies speak for themselves. I ain't with the gizzard shit.
Well, I tell you what,
We
y'all,
ain't
I'm
doing
about to
that.
try. Hey, in case y'all don't know, man, this Miss Vaughn Thick, she got the homemade pot pie that 271
That's
has
that good
already
crust.
eaten half of
That's
it.
that good crust.
Oh, this crust, man, it
Boy.
just look good. But we still want to be
I
able
think
to
he
make
ate
them
his
gizzards too,
cold.
y'all.
That's all right then. That mean it was good.
That mean he from the hood.
Two,
This a hood show. No, I'm joking. Hey, this show everybody.
271, did you even heat it up?
Hey, y'all, look, 271, take us.
need no microwave. It was good.
That's what I like.
271, take us home, man. 271, he a cold. He a Marine.
That's their military
He's a
lifestyle.
Marine.
I know
He coming
it.
up on the Marine,
Yeah, November 10th.
November 10th.
Yep.
He just went back in his ways then. You know the Marine had always one up everybody. So like right now, if I ate mine cold, he gonna take his and throw it on the ground.
Good night. I'm finna go. Bye, y'all.
Lord,
We see y'all next
The
week.
Marines are the Marines gonna always one up to y'all. Hey, shout out to the Braves. We didn't get a chance to say this, man.
Oh, yeah.
I got some pearls out there too.
You got some who? You got some pearls?
Yeah.
And let me just say this right here, Shannon. You already know I'm gonna have a whole lot of pushback. Somebody gonna start coming back talking about us. I know we coming up, man. On our dear brothers, man, who occupied this space before any European ever came here. No disrespect to that right there, man. I just had to get the chop on. We've been waiting 26 years to do this, man. So
Yeah.
I will not do this again. I have not done this all year, but we've been waiting, man. 26 years. I remember when Sid
Since
Green
95.
came around there running slow as hell, and I just didn't think Sid was gonna make it to home plate.
Listen, I was in middle school last time the Braves won. I was in 7th grade.
And I used to love Rafael Ramirez and Dale Murphy and Terry Pendleton and all them boys.
Hey, y'all, I'll tell you who I love. Coming to the plate, ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Benedict!
Number 20?
We got to go, y'all. Good night.
We gotta go,